Hello, everyone. Welcome to Al Red Sox Fan YouTube channel and another Chat with Al. We just had a real fun time with the Strategy Baseball, a free game brought to us by Beatles Eternally, and sound checks went well. All right, cool. And we played the What If Game 2 if the Red Sox had defeated the Yankees in that one-game playoff in '78, and we're now at Game 2 in the American League Championship Series against the Royals. It was a good game, exciting game. Suggest if you haven't seen it, check it out. But this is Chat with Al, and what we're going to do here is chat with friends of the channel, see what's going on with your channels, or just what's going on in general with your gaming and movies, TV, stories, so on and so forth. And we're Saturday, 11:09 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Massachusetts, in the United States of America. And today's pitcher, we're using the original Bad News Bears. As you can see, Walter Math out with a beer there. And the three youngsters in the dugout. When Little League Baseball was Little League Baseball. So, last time we did a chat with Al, we used the Hanson brothers and Slapshot. But you can see everyone's sitting down, a beverage in Walter Mathau's hand. So feel free to jump in the chat. I have my beverages of choice, as always, a cup of coffee and some iced tea. I'm plugged in for the duration. We'll go as long as you want or as short as you want. Coffee. Red Sox won tonight, 5-4. We finally beat the Astros. Andrew Benintendi had a big game. Kimbrel got the save. I have to the left of me MLB Network on, and I believe it's the Royals and Phillies. Though I won't be able to tell you the score unless I hear it because I don't have my glasses on and I can't see that far, at least the score-wise. So, how are your teams doing in this year's Major League Baseball season? Also, if you're a Walking Dead fan, what do you think of Andrew Lincoln and AMC announcing that he's going to leave already? That's kind of a jump the shark kind of ploy. Why would you announce he's leaving if you didn't want to get ratings? He's only signed for 6 episodes, so what are you going to drag it out to the end, AMC? Good job once again. You should have just killed him off without saying anything. It would have been a shock. People would have been upset, but you should have just killed him off. I guess Maggie's leaving the show also. I don't know if it's their choice or AMC and the Walking Dead producers don't want to pay them, as that's what happens when you're in a fairly popular show and you have an ensemble cast. You can't end up paying everyone. I don't know. I didn't look into it, but I think what they should have done, little Walking Dead talk, I think what they should have done was just kill off the characters and be it that it may. I mean, to announce that the character is leaving is kind of asinine, in my opinion. It's a ploy to get ratings. So, also, what is some of your favorite memorabilia that you've collected throughout the years? Whether sports, movies, TVs, anything. I'm always fond of collecting baseball cards and things like that. I love boxing memorabilia. Say it. Speak of the English, Al. So, again, jump in the chat. Feel free to tell us what's going on. D. Smith says, good evening, Al. Explanation point. My sports watching today was some WK. Oh, women's college softball. That's got to be the tournament then. Why don't you just tell us a little bit about that? What team you're rooting for? How'd that go? I actually watched a little women's golf today as I was waiting for the Red Sox game to come on. It was on Fox and it was preempted. Well, it was going on. I'm sure they put it on one of their network channels, but I never changed it. So, thank you for joining us, D. Smith. Hope all is well, my friend. So, And we have some friends in the channel as we like to promo. It's Chat with Al. So let's promo some of the friends of the channel. We have Broke Black Man 94, moderator extraordinaire. He has a wonderful TV and movie review channel. Absolutely awesome. Broke Black Man 94, link provided in the chat. All these links are provided in the chat and on the page. And then we have JD, author extraordinaire, moderator extraordinaire. Check out his channel. He has a YouTube audiobook up that he's doing, The Politician Murders. Also, he's working on his regular book, which hopefully will be out in the fall, as he's doing editing on that. We have What's Blazing in Sports with T-Dub for all your boxing needs. Check out that marvelous channel. And we have D. Smith in the chat, as he says, yep, OU played 2 games, and Paige Parker pitched 2 complete games. Wow. They throw that softball hard underhand. I know I couldn't hit it. And then we have Eric from Higher Ground Gaming, another wonderful channel, Retro Sports, doing a lot of inside pitch. Carl Yastrzemski, career play. Rob Gronkowski, excuse me, and that's another inside. That's the football game done by the same creators, Inside the Pitch. I can't think of it right now. He's also doing Larry Bird, Inside the Paint, and Bobby Orr, Inside the Crease, as well as an Ichiro career play using Action PC. And there's other things on his channel. Check that out. Eric from Higher Ground Game, as I have the hiccup burps now. I'm glad you guys know that, right? And then we have another fine channel, ID Gesture. Went over 1 million views earlier in the year, doing a lot of Warframe, and he went back to Inside the Pitch with his Bo Jackson baseball. Fine job there by ID Gesture. Stratomatic Delaware with Chris. Swinging at the knee, cheese, as he would say. Check out that wonderful card and dice channel. Hockey and baseball and a little football. And sometimes he's gaming with his brother and sibling rivalry. I love that. Then we have Craig from RNGIDP. He hasn't been on in a while, but his channel's still up, and he did an interesting thing by having a draft and all different players on different teams. A lot of fun with, fantasy, not fantasy teams, but made-up teams with the Major League cities with different names. Then we have what I consider my godfather of YouTube, Phil the Issues Guy. He's the one who got me into streaming, so if you hate me, thank him. Phil does an excellent job with movie and TV reviews, Walking Dead, Game of Thrones, so on and so forth. And he was just at the Game of Thrones, like their version of Comic-Con out in, I think it was in New Orleans. He has a bunch of videos up on his channel with that. Espo Strap Baseball Network with Chris, always a fun time. Hasn't streamed in a while, but he has some good stuff. He has a lot of good stuff up there, and he did a wonderful job with his Toys for Tots over the past Christmas. Tabletop Baseball Plus with the 2 Earls, Earl and Earl. Always check them out. They're wonderful. Mosley Boxing for boxing highlights. Omenino for video game play. He does a wonderful job. EO Sports with Elin. Again, he does a lot of the inside the pitch type games. Hockey, baseball, football, basketball, you name it, he has it. Bleacher Bums Gaming with Anthony. He's creating his own boxing game. He's going to have Ali Sullivan up on the channel tomorrow, as well as the Ferguson Jenkins 1969 replay of his starts. And that's Payoff Pitch. And he's doing Stratomatic with his traveling, like Bingo All-Stars. Oh, what was that movie called? But, it's a Negro League All-Star team, like with Satchel Paige and Papa Bell. That's a lot of fun, as well as the 1922 time travel when the St. Louis Browns travel to 77 and take over for the Toronto Blue Jays and play the 77 schedule. Johnny Indie Boots, who's in Italy with his lovely girlfriend, and there's a lot of Twitter shots up on that. And Johnny's a fine Irishman. Fun guy. Johnny Indie Boots. Big Game of Thrones fan and author also. Max Cornelius. He has the Pedro Martinez Start Using Action PC Baseball up on his channel now, as well as Big Red, Mark McGuire, in his home run chase. Then we have Tribes Fan, who does summary of his games using Stratomatic. Lots of fun. That's the 67 Mets, I believe he's doing. Or 60, I think it's the 67 Mets. AU Pack Mule, big Game of Thrones fan in Westworld. Does a wonderful job on his streams. Clinton Parks, National Pastime Baseball 3. Up on his channel new is the 65 Yankees and Red Sox. It was a wild and woolly one, he told me. I'll be checking that out later. And Mr. Utah Mike, good friend of the channel. Check out his channel. And a big baseball fan. He's a Yankee fan, but we still love him. All right, back to the chat. As we have D. Smith in the chat, he watched some softball today. He said, just to reiterate, yep, OU played 2 games. Paige Parker pitched 2 complete games. Wouldn't that be interesting? I think the last person, was it Wilbur Wood or was it Hoyt Wilhelm? Someone in the, I can't remember. I want to say it was the early 70s, late 60s. A pitcher pitched both games of a doubleheader. I want to say it was Wilbur Wood because he was a knuckleballer. Sip of coffee. As we have MLB to the left of me. Orioles, I want to say that's the Phillies. And someone for the Orioles, San Francisco. It's the Giants, excuse me. Giants and Phillies. Similar colors. Again, I don't have my glasses on, so you can make fun of my blindness. All right, well, just back to a little Walking Dead chat. We're all over the place here in Chat with Al. Feel free to jump in and bring up a subject, but if you're a Walking Dead fan, what are your thoughts on Andrew Lincoln leaving the show? And the way they announced it. I have read he's only going to be on 6 episodes, and I think the same thing's going to happen with Maggie. I don't know the woman's name, the character. I know the character's name, I don't know the actress's name. I'm bad with names, as you know if you watch these. I don't know. I just think it's a ratings grab. It's kind of silly. I would have just kept it quiet and killed off the character. That's all I would have done. Hopefully Negan will take over the group. I'm a big Negan fan. Anyhow. So, again, on the channel for myself, we have O.J. Simpson. We played game 2 of that series, and where the 1976 Buffalo Bills, who were god-awful, 2-12. But O.J. Simpson ran for 1,503 yards, and he's taking on O.J. Simpson, the Juice, and the Electric Company are taking on the playoff teams of 2016. So that's 12 playoff teams, and we're going to attempt to rush for over 1,503 yards in 2 less games and against much better competition. And so far, so good. It's been a fun time learning to play Stratomatic football. The PC, I don't think it's fun. It's not as good as Action PC football. I still enjoy that. You can do a lot more things with Action PC football. Stratomatic is very down the path. You know what I mean? You have to... You call the play and that's... I mean, there's other things, but you can't... There's no real... Like, I couldn't run a line buck, a up-the-middle run out of shotgun. That's a standard play in college now. And you couldn't do it. You can do pretty much anything you want in Action PC, and I think Strat's got to look into that. Stratomatic football does have wonderful, the animation's well done. I wish they would bring the animation with the football game to the baseball game. Those are the only 2 Stratomatic PC games I have. They're both fun. The football has, again, nothing, it's circles that move, but they move very well. The little football goes flying. You read the play, you follow it visually. It's really nice. And you don't have to do that if you don't like it. You can move it as it, 8 yards, 3-yard loss, so on and so forth. But I like the animation. I like the eye candy. So I'm a big fan of Out of the Ballpark 19, an absolutely outstanding game. And that's going to be coming up on sale soon, and I highly recommend Out of the Ballpark 19. It's a $40 value now. You get every Major League season that's ever existed, including you can do a pre-play of the 2018 season. $40, tremendous value. And once it goes on sale, it's $20. It's a must-buy if you're a baseball sim fan. As well as we've provided on the station, thanks to Beatles Eternally, Strategy Baseball, which is a free game. And just check out either the first 2 games I did in the American League Championship Series 1978. What if the Red Sox had beaten the Yankees, they would go on to play the Royals. Check that out. Links are provided. Also, the one-game playoff where we actually did beat the Yankees, retro style, and moved on to play the Kansas City Royals. Links provided in each of them on the page and in the chat. Check it out. Strategy Baseball. And it plays a lot like Pure Sim Baseball. Same developers. It's Crash. And all the pictures are loaded. Well, there's a file ready to download with over 25,000 player photos that you can easily put in. Actually, once you load them up, they go where they belong. And also, the stadiums are already loaded in. So, Strategy Baseball. It's free. I suggest you check it out if you don't want to spend any money. It's a good, solid baseball sim. And we have 3 videos up on the channel with that. And again, brought to us by Beatles Eternally, good friend of the channel. So if there's anything you'd like to chat about, jump in the chat, throw it out there. As once again, this will be the shortest chat with Al ever. The last one went over 4 hours. I don't think we're going to hit that. We have D. Smith, if you're still there. He's in the chat. He saw some softball today, women's college tournament. OU played 2. I'm assuming they won 2 because he said Paige Parker pitched 2 complete games. We have links to friends of the channel in the chat on the page. We already went through that. Lots of good stuff there. What are some of your TV shows that you follow? I was thinking about that, and there's basically 2 that I follow. Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead. Now, I'll watch shows here and there, but those are the 2 that I actually follow. I'm not counting sports. You know, we follow sports. And to the left of me on MLB, we have the Phillies and the Giants. Red Sox won tonight. They finally beat the Astros 5-4. Andrew Benintendi hit his 8th homer. Craig Kimbrell picked up the save. How are your teams doing, the ones you root for? Has anyone seen the Han Solo movie? I think I'm going tomorrow. My nephews gave it a thumbs up. My coworkers gave it a thumbs up. If you've seen it, what are your thoughts? I don't know. The highlights I saw, it looks interesting. But the guy playing Han Solo just doesn't... And again, I haven't seen the movie yet, but he doesn't bring out the Han Solo yet. I don't know. And my nephew said it was good, but they had the same opinion, and they've seen the movie twice. Just not... He's got to grow into the role, I guess. I did like Rogue One. I know some people didn't like Rogue One. I enjoyed Rogue One. I thought it was one of the better Star Wars movies. That's sacrilege, but I thought it was quite good to make you care about a bunch of characters who weren't going to be around at the end of the movie. As it was basically the Dirty Dozens of Star Wars. We chose the Bad News Bears today as our backdrop. Walter Matthau holding the beverage. D. Smith is still with us, thank God. He says, Franchise Hockey Manager, the out of the ballpark of hockey, is on sale now. Yep, I did see that. I bought the last 2 versions. I didn't end up playing too much of them. I wish, again, if you're a hockey fan, and D. Smith, have you played the game and do you enjoy it? D. Smith says 75% off, $9.99. Again, if you're a hockey fan, I have the prior 2 seasons. Again, I have not played it a lot. I wish they would bring some of the animation that they have in the baseball game to the hockey game. That'd be awesome. Right now, it's just a big puck that goes where the play is. It plays very quick. If you're going to do seasons, man, you can fly through games. You can have it go as fast as you want. Just stop when there's goals. Again, I like hockey. I'm not a big hockey fan. I enjoy hockey games, so I play it once in a while. I do not know the ins and outs of it, but so if D. Smith says, I haven't played it since it was Eastside Hockey Manager. Okay. I actually have Eastside Hockey Manager. I picked up that one a couple of years ago, and which has actually decent animation. The problem is It's one of those games where the real player names are all misspelled. And it has a fairly good community, though. You can download the real names and the pictures, but I played that for a little bit. I would love to see Out of the Ballpark franchise hockey manager, again, go with similar animations that they have with the baseball game. Out of the Ballpark baseball is absolutely outstanding. 19. Again, when that goes on sale, I highly recommend, if you're a baseball fan, enjoy sim games, to pick up Out of the Ballpark 19. Tremendous game. Animation. Every time there is an upgrade or update, whatever you want to call it, and the animation becomes smoother and smoother, more realistic. Does it still have issues? Yeah. Sometimes the double play ball, the guy beats it to the bag, but the sim engine says he's out, so you can't always go off the visual. Greg Gorecki's joined us in the chat. He says, as fast as the Capitals defeated the Veggie Knights tonight. The Vegas Knights, the Veggie Knights. What's that series? 2-1 now? Didn't Vegas win the first 2 games there, Greg? Greg Gorecki gave us our Johnny Manziel updates last night when he was watching our gameplay of Strategy Baseball. Again, that is a free game. D. Smith says, I need to upgrade my Out of the Ballpark. I think mine is 2014 or 2015. Oh, they've done such wonderful. If you're able to, D. Smith, I highly recommend it. They've done such wonderful stuff with the animation. And we have a ton of, as Greg Gorecki says, yep, 2-1. I think he means yep to 2-1. Vegas is up 2. Oh, the Capitals are up 2-1. Okay. So okay. I've just been, as you can tell, I'm just barely following the Stanley Cup. As I look over, and it looks like someone's going to double for the Giants. And he's standing on second, so that's a double. Giants, Phillies to the left of me. Clowns to the right of me. Stuck in the middle with you. Steelers wheel. So, yeah, Out of the Ballpark 19, absolutely fabulous. I highly recommend it, D. Smith. If you think you're going to get it, that's going to go on sale pretty soon. That's going to go on, as Greg Gorecki says, mine was 2011 until last year, LOL. The animation is outstanding, and you can play open world. You can play historical transactions. I have several games going on. I'm playing my pre-play of 2018. I do put some games up on the channel. I have my 1972 as played with historical transactions and lineups. We're doing okay with that. We're still behind Baltimore. We're ahead of the Detroit Tigers. In 1972, there was a strike, if you didn't know. Probably you guys do know. And the Red Sox lost the division to the Tigers by a half game because they did not make up any of the strike games. That was what was agreed upon by the owners. Silly owners. Tricks are for kids. D. Smith says, I'll wait for the sale. Yeah, I mean, it's going to go on sale, $19.99. That's going to be the summer sale. And if you have Steam, it'll be on sale on Steam, and then it'll also be on sale on the Out of the Ballpark site. I buy my Out of the Ballpark 19 through Steam. It does the automatic updates. Plus, I like video games. I play video games. So, and if you do, Steam is an excellent, excellent way of getting video games. Lots of different types of games, and quite cheap. D. Smith says, I have a fictional league and would like to start a real season just to know which one. Just don't know which one. Oh, I picked 72 because I just thought it'd be fun to play it over. Now, I've done 2 72 seasons, and one I'm in 73 because I played that open world where I really overdid it. I mean, I've got a mega pitching staff. I traded to get Pete Rose. And what I did was I dealt younger players to get some veterans. So that's an open world. I play that league that way. Then, as I said, I play the 72 historically accurate, and that's a lot of fun too. And I was just happy that the other night Danny Cater wasn't in the lineup. I almost vomit and again, nothing against Danny Cater. He was awful in night. He just not good in 72. And that's like I'm playing the 68 season. I'm not going to show any of it on my channel. I did one game between Seaver and Ferguson Jenkins opening day using Stratomatic, the PC, but rolling my own dice. And that lineup the Red Sox threw out there with Joe LaHood in right, as soon as I can pinch hit Hawk Harrelson, I do. to get them in the game. Because I make my own changes. I don't go with what they did. Greg Recchi says, the same happened to the Cardinals in 1981. Did they lose the division by a half game, Greg? I'd have to look that up. I did not know that. You should never be able to lose a division by a half game, but that's what was agreed upon. The Red Sox missed one more game than the Tigers, so they played one less game, thus losing by a half game. I mean, after 67, the Red Sox had solid teams. They just didn't have decent pitching. You know, they were always around 80-something wins. 74, they hung around near the division until late August. Then they pooped the bed in September, I believe. So, but it's something, can be fun to play actual lineups. I did my 66 replay using Action PC Baseball. I used historical transactions, historical lineups for the other team. Even when you pick that in Action PC Baseball, and even thinking the out of the ballpark, I think you can change up your lineups as well. And I did that with the 66 Red Sox. And we finished 9 games better than they did. And we finished at 9 or 10 or 12. I don't remember. We finished at 500. 2 games ago, I was 2 games over 500. I needed to win 1, and I lost both of them to the White Sox, I believe. Greg Gorecki in the chat said, split season. Oh, yes! 81. That is one of my actually favorite baseball seasons. Yes, you're right. That's a split season where they had a half a season, and that's when they had the expanded playoffs for the first time, where you had, like, the Yankees played the Brewers in the best of 3, because Yankees won, they each won the division in one half of the season. I forgot who won what. Oakland won the division in the West in the first half, finished second behind the Royals, and they beat the Royals in their best of 3, and they would lose to the Yankees in best of 5. In the National League, I want to say if you would combine Cincinnati didn't make the playoffs either time, but I think they had the best record in the National League West, if I remember that right. I think, was it the Dodgers and Houston in the West, and Montreal? I don't remember who it was in the East. I do remember the American League East was the Yankees and Milwaukee. They split their division titles. The Yankees beat them in the 3-game first round of the playoffs. Oakland beat the Royals in their first round of the playoffs, and they lost to the Yankees in the American League Championship Series. The Yankees would go on to lose in 81 to the Dodgers. I think that's the year the Dodgers finally beat them with Tommy Lasorda. I don't remember who the Dodgers was. Montreal. Was that the Blue Monday in 81? When Rick Monday hit the home run to beat Montreal? I'm trying to remember. We can look that up in Baseball Rec a little later. But yeah, 81, that's right, the split season. Billy Martin and the GM of the A's, I would assume the GM or someone from the Oakland A's, had inquired, because they won the division the first half, if we win the division the second half, do we get a bye? They said no, we would take you'd have to play against a second place team, so the A's actually finished second. Kind of took the pedal off the metal down the stretch, maybe. I saw a great documentary on Billy Martin on MLB a couple of weeks back. Absolutely fabulous. Billy Martin, a very interesting character. Greg Gorecki says, yes, it was. All right, so that's the year the Dodgers beat Montreal. I want to say that was in Montreal. Rick Monday hit a home run. I don't know if it was pinch hitting, but he hit a home run. I want to say it was in Montreal because I don't recall it being in L.A. I'm going to look that. I don't remember who. I know the Dodgers. I don't remember who the other team was to win the West. Let me look that up real quick. Under baseballreference.com. Hopefully they don't play an ad. Don't play an ad. Don't play an ad. Whatever you do, don't play an ad. 1981. Mike Schmidt was the MVP. Raleigh Fingers So Mike Schmidt was the MVP in the National League, Raleigh Fingers in the American League. Let's go National League here. Dodgers and Houston. I got that right. Phillies and Expos. So the Expos beat the Phillies then in their 3-game series. They had to have. Montreal beat the Phillies 3-2. The Dodgers beat the Astros 3-2. Then the Dodgers on Rick Monday's homer which helped defeat the Expos 3-2. Then the Dodgers would beat the Yankees 4-2. In the American League, which I knew better, which I remembered better, Cy Young, Fernando Valenzuela. Rookie of the Year, Fernando Valenzuela. MVP, Mike Schmidt. That's in the National League. Let's go to the American League. Like I said, the Yankees won the first half. Brewers won the second half. Oakland won the first half in the West, and then finished about 3 games out as Kansas City won the second half. If you went overall, the Brewers would have beat Baltimore. If they put everything together, the Brewers would have beat Baltimore by 1 game, and the Red Sox would have finished 2.5 out, Yankees 2 out, Tigers 2 out. Yankees beat the Brewers 3-2. Oakland swept the Royals. Oh, wow, that was a best of 5. I made a mistake. I thought it was best of 3. They were best of 5s. So Oakland beat, I should have realized that when I was telling you the National League. Oakland defeated the Royals 3-0, and then the Yankees swept Oakland 3-0 and would lose to the Dodgers. Had it been a combined season, Oakland would have won the division 5 over the Rangers. So let's go back to the National League when Greg Gorecki was talking about the Cardinals. Rookie of the Year for the American League, Dave Righetti. Cy Young winner, Raleigh Fingers, and also the MVP, Raleigh Fingers in the American League. Back to the National League. Cincinnati would have won the West by 4 games over the Dodgers if it was combined, and 6 over the Astros. And the Cardinals would have won the East, 2 over Montreal and 2 over Philly. That's pretty funny. I forgot to do that for the American League. And neither of those teams made the playoffs. Okay, Oakland would have won. Well, in the American League, Milwaukee would have won the East. Oh, I think I did say this, yeah. And they made the playoffs. And Oakland would have won the West, and they actually did make the split playoffs. So that's interesting the way the West turned out. Broke Blackman 94 has jumped in the chat. How are you, my friend? Moderator extraordinaire. Greg Gorecki says, Montreal was 60-48. St. Louis was 59-43. Olympic Stadium. The Astros. Before I went to look up, Greg was answering, and I went to go look it up. Greg Gorecki. J.R. Richard had a stroke, and the Astros pitched Ryan 3 times in 5 games, I think. Oh, we can check that out. How are you, Broke Black Man 94, moderator extraordinaire, one of the highlighted channels, friends of the channel, FOC. And he is in the link in the chat and below on the page. He's the #1, the first link. Movie and TV reviews. Broke does an excellent job. Broke, what are your thoughts about Andrew Lincoln leaving The Walking Dead? As Greg says hello and D. Smith says hello to Broke Black Man 94. I mean, why would you announce that? That's pretty silly. You know, they should just have killed him off and made it a surprise for everyone. And do you think they'll kill him off? As Broke Black Man 94, a.k.a. David the Saint, is doing well this fine Saturday. We always love to hear that. And I'm going to go back, so we're going to look into, as Broke says, how is everyone doing this Saturday? I am doing fine, my friend. Greg Gorecki was wondering, he kind of remembers, they pitched Ryan 3 times in 5 games. There's an off day, 2 off. Yeah, that could have happened. Let's check that out. Let's go back to Baseball Reference. I think I've actually figured out how to get the browser up on here, but I'll attempt it a little later. And back to 1981, as we enter the Al Red Sox fan time machine. 1981 National League They had the split season in baseball. Let's go to the Houston Dodgers series, and let's check that out. Ryan won Game 1 3-1 over Dave Stewart, who would go on to pitch for Oakland a little later. Joe Ciambito, wow, they were up 2-0. I forgot that. Joe Ciambito out of the pen won Game 2, 1-0. Then they lost 3 consecutive games. Bert Happy Hooten defeated Bob Nepper 6-1. Then Fernando Valenzuela defeated Vern Rule 2-1. And then Jerry Royce shuts out the Astros and beats Nolan Ryan 4-0. So Ryan pitched in 2 out of the 5 games, Greg. Wow. They had a 2-0 lead. They needed one more win, and they couldn't do it. I forgot about that. It's been a long time. I want to say Dave Stewart was a Dave Stewart who would eventually go on to pitch for the... Maybe that's not the same Dave Stewart. Pitch for Oakland. I could be wrong. I'm probably wrong there. Let me check that out. Dave Stewart. I'm going to see a picture. Nope, it is the same Dave Stewart. Okay. Same Dave Stewart. Brooke Blackman 94, in regards to my Walking Dead question, and his thoughts on Andrew Lincoln leaving. Andrew Lincoln leaving The Walking Dead is the dumbest thing they ever do. They should have kept Carl alive and killed off Rick to make him leader. Would have been epic. I agree. Brooke Blackman 94. It would even tie into the old man Carl theory. True. Excellent job there, Broke. Broke Blackman 94 again. I know that's not the comic book plan, but for the TV show, they could have adapted that theory for the end game of the show. Greg Recchi says he forgot about Vern Rule pitching for the Houston Astros in 81. Daryl hasn't been interesting in 3 seasons. Absolutely agree. And Greg Recchi says Stu was 0-2. Let's go back there and see. Yes, he was. Yes, he was. So he must have pitched out of the pen because he lost games 1 and 2. So that's out of the pen. I did not notice that. Good pickup there, Mr. Gurecki. Now, a quick Walking Dead question again. Again, throw whatever you want out in the chat. We answer everything. We chat about everything. Within reason, of course. And, Broke, I would love to see Negan somehow take over the group, but I think the show will be off the air within 2 years. I think this coming season, and then one more, and I think they'll be done. That's my guess. But I would love to see Negan somehow take over the group, save the group, take it over. Obviously, don't be the old Negan, but he still has to have his Negan qualities. Do you think that they'll bring in the Whisperers and kill off Maggie and Rick? That would be sort of cool. But again, they've announced Rick leaving, and I think I've read that Maggie, the actress playing Maggie, will also be leaving. So we got some 1981 retro baseball talk going on with the split season and the extended playoffs. Expanded playoffs, excuse me, and a little Walking Dead chat. And Broke, what's new up on your channel? What's coming up? I know is Westworld's not over yet, so you're going to have a review coming up on that soon, correct? Broke Blackman 94, a.k.a. David the Saint. If you have not subscribed to Broke Blackman 94, I highly suggest that you do. Wonderful Gotham reviews, Westworld, Game of Thrones, Walking Dead. The list goes on and on and on. His channel continues to grow each and every day. It's a must subscribe. MP Fox has joined us. He says, hey all, time to pull up a chair for a bit. You are correct, Mr. MP Fox. A tip of the cap to everyone in the chat. And a sip of coffee. How are you doing, MP? Broke Blackman 94. I remember hearing a theory that if they plan to kill Rick off, it is to introduce the Whisperers to do it. Have Daryl become leader but fail miserably. This would make him ask Negan for help. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. I would stick around for that. Rick's been boring. Daryl's been boring. Maggie's a pain in the ass. Out of those three characters, Maggie's been the best. And I agree they should have never killed off Carl. I think that was a money thing, to be honest with you. Broke Black Man 94. Funny thing you should ask about my channel. I am thinking of changing my channel name. Secondly, Westworld video this Sunday. Excellent. Westwood video coming up on Broke Black Man 94's channel. Why do you want to change your name? I'm just curious. As MP Fox says, he's doing great. We always love to hear that. And he says hello to Broke Black Man 94. So 40 minutes in, and now we're starting to cook. Thank God people have jumped in. I was running out of stuff. Greg Gorecki was saving me left and right. So was D. Smith. So, again, little sports, little Walking Dead. Just throw it out there. This is the way Chats with Al go. They usually start revving up about an hour in. I didn't think we were going to make it there. I always wonder with Chats with Al, could this be the Chat with Al that lasts 3 minutes and 30 seconds? It could happen someday. I hope not. I hope not. They're fun to do. I try to think of like show topics, but I just can't. I went downstairs. I wanted to share some baseball cards with you. I have these really large baseball cards, and I'm going to find them for the next one. MP Fox says, thanks for talking me into PC Action Baseball. And how do you feel about the Colts tanking that season? LOL. Greg Gorecki says, you're welcome, Al. Thank you, Greg, because I was talking Walking Dead all by myself. And I would have done that for 15 minutes, but then it gets kind of like, oh my God. And MP Fox says, I think we all know. Well, they did tank that season. I'll go on a rant a little later when I start wearing off my caffeine and move to alcohol. We might move to alcohol tonight. I don't know. I have, once again, coffee, iced tea. We might put a little alcoholic beverage toward the end in the iced tea. Can I say that on YouTube? Anyway. Greg Gorecki, just to clarify, the no last night was because you brought in Stanley. Oh! But who should I mean, Stanley was 15. Oh, God, I forgot his record now. I think it was 15 and 2 and 10 saves. Now, to be honest with you, Greg, you're probably right because he stinks in every other game I play as a 78 Red Sox. And we put up Game 2 of the American League Championship Series Retro What If against the Kansas City Royals. Another fun game. If you want, check it out. I'm not going to give anything away there in case you want to watch it, but it was fun. We did come across a couple of things as we're learning Strategy Baseball, which is a free baseball game. Again, tip of the cap to Beatles Eternally, bringing it to the FOC and the friends of the channel and just the community in general, our wonderful community, which includes Greg Gorecki, MP Fox, D. Smith, and Broke Black Man 94, amongst all the channels I've listed and their subscribers and their viewers. It's a free baseball sim game. You know what I hate? I hate that the bullpens are on the sides of some stadiums. I hate that. I hate that. They're in the field of play. I don't like it. I think there's... Oh, Lord, that ball is gone if it's fair. Nope, shanked it foul. And it wasn't as far as I thought. I overreacted to that. It looked fair. Back to the chat. Broke Black Man 94. There are a lot of reasons. One... I like to change it up a bit because, you know, I wasn't always Broke Black Man 94. No, I like David the Saint much better, but that's just me. I got used to saying Broke Black Man 94. I got called a bad name one time by some idiot who left me a message, not realizing that's your name on the channel because, that that social justice warrior nonsense. And I'm like, it's like I started to laugh because I'm like, that person obviously doesn't follow you. Yeah. Anyway, I got called like, never mind. And I just was like, delete. My name sometimes is a tongue twister. Oh, 2. My name is sometimes a tongue twister. 3. It does make people awkward saying my name. That's too funny. See, I stopped reading. I got used to it, though. At first, I was like, I don't want to say that, but it's your channel name. But it's a name you chose, so it's a name you chose. It's fine. I like David the Saint, because you are a saint, my friend David. Greg Gorecki. He was very good that year, though. This is about Bob Stanley, 1978. If the Sox had not won the series by now, I would still be having the Stanley 86 nightmares. Yeah, he was stinky. Stinky in 86, especially in the playoffs. And Rich Gedman should have stopped that ball that went to the backstop. Sorry. I know he's a Worcester, Massachusetts native. I love him, but he should have stopped the ball. I believe my term was, you fat ass, why didn't you stop the ball? And I like Rich Gedman. I'm just saying. It's just, I don't want to relive 86. That was just miserable. My family, I'll tell you what, God rest my mom's soul, we had the pizza, the homemade pizzas in the oven. We had cousins over. We had about 12 people in the house. My dad actually went and bought champagne ready to pop. The Red Sox, you have to remember, in 86 were one strike away from a Game 6 victory, I believe, 3 times. And as Dennis Leary said in the Curse of the Bambino special on HBO and a bunch of other people, we kept waiting. We kept waiting. We kept waiting. And then when they lost, it was agony. And then I kept saying, they're going to win Game 7 anyway. We have Hurst on the mound. You know, I was whistling through the graveyard. And they were up, I want to say 3-0, and Hurst was pitching a gem. And we lost that one too. So that sucked. But since then, New England sports has taken off, right? Everyone hates the Patriots. Who would have thought everyone would hate the New England Patriots, right? Because they were always just like an also-ran team, okay? Every once in a while, go on a decent run. Cardinals fans like me love Gedman. I don't dislike Gedman. He should have stopped the ball. It wasn't that far out there. He didn't really move for the ball. I understand he might have got crossed up, but he should have stopped the ball. That being said, Stanley shouldn't have pitched the bad pitch. And I believe Calvin Schiraldi pooped himself that game. So, and their bullpen had been fairly good that year, what I remember. One of my all-time favorite baseball seasons, I always say it, 1988, Morgan Magic, Walpole, Massachusetts native, manager, Walpole, Joe Morgan. Not Joe Morgan who played for the Big Red Machine, but the man who managed the Red Sox to 2 division titles in 88 and 90, and never finished worse than 3rd and I believe 4 games out of 1st. And they fired him. And you know how Walpole Joe found out he was fired? On the radio, because that's the way the Red Sox did things. Classless. Never liked them. I did like Mac Heron and Sam Bam Cunningham, though. Oh, 76 is one of my favorite Patriot teams, 1976. They would lose. They were the only team to beat the Raiders that year. They crushed them. I believe the game was in Foxborough. And they, lost that classic playoff game on bad call. I mean, if you went by the literal law, yeah, I guess it was roughing the passer. Sugar Bear Hamilton did hit Stabler to the head, but as Phil Villapiano said, the Raiders linebacker said, that happened in every game. MP Fox says, love your Pats when they had Sam Bam Cunningham and those 2 defensive linemen, Adams and the guy, I can't remember the name right now. I want to say it was Sugar Bear Hamilton, probably. Roughing the passer, Sugar Bear. As MP Fox says, look, there's 2 votes for Cunningham. Also in that playoff game, again, I was a real little kid, and I've read it over and watched as much as I can on YouTube and wherever I can watch it. Cunningham did a really rare thing. He was close to a first down, and instead of putting his head down, I don't know if he thought he had it, and he went out of bounds. So, but like Steve Grogan said, the play happened. Even the defense said the play happened, and everyone just sort of fell apart after the roughing the passer. Great playoff game, though. Stinky result, great playoff game. Unless you're a Raiders fan, then it's a wonderful result. Hats off to the Raiders fans for that result. I'm sure they feel they got hosed by the tuck rule. Most likely you did, because it sure looked like a fumble to me. But by the letter of the law, it was the tuck rule. One of the stupidest rules ever. So, Broke Black Man 94 is thinking about changing his channel name. Are you going to give us a little preview on what a name change could possibly be? Are you going to throw some stuff out there and get our feelings on that, Broke? Are you still with us? Have you moved on to another chapter? Anyway, just kidding. Sip iced tea now. As I have the Phillies Giants off to the left of me. I can't tell you the score. Oh, the iced tea is good without any alcohol in it either. Alcohol could be coming later. Terrible call. What was the terrible call? Roughing the passer or the tuck rule? Both poopy calls in my book. Broke Blackman 94. Fandom D Saint. As he says, still here, Al. Fandom. I get it. Fandom D Saint. Fandom. What about Fan Fanatic D Saint? The tuck rule, Greg says. Yeah, it was a stinky call. It's a stupid rule. That's why they changed it. It was a dumb rule. It was a fumble. I know it's a fumble. The whole world knows it's a fumble. But to say that the call was incorrect is incorrect. The call was correct. It was a stupid rule. You know. And you know what? That happens in games, right? If the Raiders made a few more plays, it wouldn't have mattered. Same thing in 76. If the Patriots made a few more plays, if they picked up that first down, there would be no roughing the passer. Stabler wouldn't have... I believe he ran it in for... Yeah, he ran it in for the game-winning touchdown. So... can always see bad calls, and we can blame stuff, and yeah, it's part of the call. But the tuck rule was a stupid rule, not a bad call. I mean, it was a bad call. Don't get me wrong. It was a stupid rule, but it was a correct call. I remember watching it. Our living room was, our cellar, it is done over, and we had a fireplace with a wood-burning stove in it, and we watched all the football games down there because we burned wood, and it was really nice and warm and comfortable. And I remember it was a Saturday, snowing in New England, and I remember he fumbled. And I see he fumbled, game over, right? I just went upstairs. I go, man, God, we're going to lose to the freaking Raiders again. I mean, they beat him in 80. When they went to the Super Bowl in 85, you know, they beat the Raiders with Mark Wilson at quarterback. So, but I mean, again, a heart-wrenching loss to the Raiders. And my dad yells out, "It's a fumble." I go, "It's not a fumble. He was throwing the ball." And then that's the first time I ever heard of the freaking tuck rule. Greg Gorecki, the tuck call changed the course of two franchises. The Pats have been marvelous, and the Raiders have been better than Cleveland. You can't blame it on that. I disagree. One team won that day. That's it. Bad decisions by the Raiders cost them their franchise. Bad decisions. Look at all the stinky quarterbacks they drafted, one after another and another. And I liked Al Davis. Brilliant football mind, but bad drafting. As Broke Blackman says, Fanatic D Saint. We'll add that to the hat. D. Scott Howard has joined us in the chat. He says, hello, chatters. How was your walk today, D. Scott Howard? As D. Scott always goes on a very vivacious walk, or live walk, or long walk. I can't think of the word I want to use. I am not an author, nor a linguistics expert. As everyone's saying hi to D. Scott. Someone on the NFL Network did, LOL. I mean, if you're talking, one call does not change a franchise. I mean, that year it changes it, you know. But I understand what you're saying. I understand what NFL Network's saying. It sounds cute. It is cute. But bad decisions. One franchise made better decisions, and the other franchise didn't. And now they want to use a bad call as that's their scapegoat. The roughing the passer call was a BS call. The Patriots would still, from 76 to 80, still have good teams, you know. In fact, in 77, I don't understand how they missed the playoffs, some bizarro three-way tie thing that made no sense to me, you know. D. Scott Howard says 6.8 miles, interrupted by dinner, and a few innings of American Legion baseball along the way. Excellent. Always good hot dogs and soda at an American Legion baseball game. I played American Legion. Liberty Legion Post. I played for it. Sip of iced tea. That's YouTube Gold. Greg Gorecki says, it may have been a former Raider player who said it. I understand their frustration. I'm telling you now, the tuck rule was a stupid rule. It was a fumble. But when people say that was a bad call, wrong. It was a good call. The rule was a bad rule. I mean, it's a fumble. I know it. You know it. Everyone knows it. Every Patriot fan knows it's a fumble. But the rule was that weird. I can't even explain it to you. It was just a stupid rule. Not as stupid as the Indianapolis Colts tanking a whole season to get Andrew Luck and not being penalized for fixing every game. Where's the investigation in that? That's for you, MP Fox. I said I'd rant one more time. Yeah. So, and look where it's got them. They stink again. Good. If the Colts don't win another game, I'd be a happy camper. Such whiners, the Colts. So, that's my little, that was for you, MP Fox. D. Scott Howard, who do you have in the World Cup? As MP Fox says, LOL, there we go, Colts talk. Now, if you want to talk about Johnny Unitas, I love Johnny Unitas. I even like Burt Jones, except when he's playing against the Patriots. You know what? Here's an interesting thing. I just thought of something. As Broke Black Man's going to add, Broke Black Man 94 might be changing his channel name, so throw out some ideas to him. He has a pretty good idea. Scroll up, and it's actually a good name if he changes it to it. I got to scroll up a bit. My thing was Fanatic D Saint. He says he's going to add it to the hat. His was, and it's a good one, Fandom D Saint. But here's a thought. Think of players who just don't look right at the end of their career in that different uniform. I can think of, mostly football players. I'd come up with Joe Namath in the Rams uniform, Johnny Unitas in a Chargers uniform, Burt Jones in a LA Rams uniform, and I'm trying to think of a few others. As D. Scott Howard picks Germany, the safe pick, I agree with him. Germany's always a Final Four team. That's a solid pick. Who's your dark horse, D. Scott Howard? As the USA and Italy did not make the World Cup. So I believe I'll be rooting for England or the underdog. I usually end up rooting for the underdog in those games. Unless it's a country I dislike. There's not too many countries I dislike. Oh, MP Fox, that's a good one. Harmon Killebrew in a Royals uniform. I just saw that a few months back. I was looking for pictures to add to my baseball games. And I have like a ton of Action PC seasons. I was like, Harmon Killebrew played? I didn't even know he played for the Royals. And I saw this picture of him, that baby blue, top and bottom. I was like, oh my God, that's awful. Juan Marichal in the Dodgers blue. I did not even, wow, yeah. That's a good one too. Oh, Frank Robinson in the Cleveland Indians. Remember Cleveland had that weird color with that weird C on their hat in the 70s? D. Scott Howard says, I'll be pulling for long shot Iceland. So will I, D. Scott. So will I. As I just realized if I bang the table, the camera bounces. So we're pulling for Iceland then. MP Fox. I actually have a Killebrew in an A's uniforms as a tryout. It is horrible. Greg Gorecki, 1975. Oh, is this going to be the 1975? Oh, is this the Frank Robinson, 1975? I think Boog Powell played for them too. Boog Powell, did he end up with the Dodgers at the end? Another strange to see him not in an Orioles uniform. That was strange. That was a strange one. Bobby Orr, in a Chicago Blackhawks uniform. Really, I have a card. I got to find that. D. Scott, I try to find those the Tommy Harper card. Mays in the Mets. Oh yeah, that was just sad. Yeah, he was at the end of his career. He did get to play in the World Series very poorly, but Bob Bohe has joined us. How are you, Bob? Hope all is well, my friend. Thank you for joining our motley crew of fine gentlemen. Boog in Cleveland. Thank you, Greg. Yeah, that was another weird one. Bob, one of the topics we brought up, players ending their careers, and you just look at them, and they're like in a different, like the example, Johnny Unitas in the Chargers uniform. Joe Namath in the Rams uniform, you know, stuff like that. Bob says, Boog Powell in all red Indians uniform. Oh, exactly. Exactly. Boog's last year was the Dodgers. Okay, so I was not imagining that. Okay, I knew I saw that. That's in one of my Action PC where I looked up. I was like, I couldn't even believe that he played for the Dodgers. Bobby Orr with the Chicago Blackhawks. Very bizarre to me. Tony Dorsett with the Denver Broncos. Do you guys remember that? Tony Dorsett. Oh, here's a better one. The football ones stick out to me. Franco Harris, Seattle Seahawks. Do you remember that? Franco Harris, Seattle Seahawks. I only think he played 1 year with them at the end. Sip of iced tea as I splatter that on my keyboard. Yeah. So that's an interesting thing. That just popped into my head. I was like, basketball, I don't think. MP Fox. I always loved my Mays Topps card from '73. I think I like that too. I have a World Series card. They didn't. It wasn't from '73. It's about the '73 World Series. I want to say they started doing those in the mid '80s, where they give you like a World Series highlight, you know, an action picture, which I loved because there weren't too many action pictures. You know, usually a baseball card, the guy's standing like this, and they did action pictures of the World Series. And I have Mays, I want to say his helmet's off and he's running the bases, I think. So, that was pretty cool. But that was done in the early, mid-'80s, I think. Topps did them. Yeah, I think it was Topps. Warren Moon in Kansas City. Yep. See, Joe Montana in Kansas City wasn't weird to me because he got traded. I mean, they all get traded, but that one didn't bother. That one, I mean, that's one. That was, well, a lot of football ones stick out to me. Bruce Smith at the end, I want to say, was it the Redskins? That was weird to see him in the Redskins uniform. The defensive end, Bruce Smith, you know, the Buffalo Bills Hall of Famer. Oh! Here's one Buffalo Bill Hall of Famer. O.J. Simpson with the San Francisco 49ers. Shell of himself. As I'm doing the O.J. 1976 against the 2016 playoff teams. LeBron James in a Cleveland jersey. D. Scott Howard. LeBron James in a Cleveland jersey. Back and forth, yeah. Bob. Al, I agree with you on Unitas in San Diego. Powder blue with the high tops. I think they were yellow high tops, too. Gross. I like the baby blue uniforms, don't get me wrong. It's just weird to see Johnny Unitas in those uniforms. And then Dan Fouts took over for him, I believe. Because Unitas is last year 73, 74, something like that. Again, I did Burt Jones with the Rams, Bob. Joe Namath with the Rams. I'm actually going to do I'm going to do, using Action PC. Oh, that's a good one, MP Fox. Herschel Walker with the Minnesota Vikings. Yep. The trade that was supposed to put him over the top in the Super Bowl and built the Dallas Cowboys franchise. I'm actually going to do an Action PC coming up at some point. Last year, 73, Bob says. Okay. Thank you. Joe Namath last year with the Rams against Johnny Unitas, a rematch Grant you, Joe Namath was 76 and Unitas was 73, but I'm going to do like a little over-the-hill rematch between Namath and Unitas on my Action PC football. I think that'll be fun. And I'm going to try to find, it's easy to find, I've seen them online already, but pictures with them in those uniforms. Just those. The other pictures, I'll reload the normal pictures as I always do with those. I think that'll be fun. At least for me. It'll amuse me. And I'm my biggest fan of my channel. Basketball. I'm trying to think. Basketball. Can't think of anyone in basketball. Paul Pierce with the Clippers, but that's the only one that pops into my mind. Paul Pierce, former Celtic great with the Clippers at the end. As Broke Black May 94 jumps back in the chat, says, "Hello, Bob," with a wave of the hand. Hello, Bob. It's been a long time. Burt Jones was awesome. Damn, Bubba Baker. He's the reason teams went to not playing guys in preseason. Right, because Burt Jones got hurt in the preseason, correct? But yeah, and then he never was the same. It was his arm. He couldn't throw the same after he got hurt, so I can't remember. I want to say it was his arm. His shoulder got hurt. Babe Ruth, Chicago Cubs. Oh, Boston Braves. Babe Ruth never played for the Chicago Cubs. I don't remember Babe Ruth. The Boston Braves. Red Sox, Yankees, Braves. Oscar Robinson in Milwaukee. That one's okay. That one doesn't bother me as much. Because he was Cincinnati, correct? I could see that. Yeah, you're right. Because he played for the Cincinnati, what do they call it? The Cincinnati Royals in the NBA in the 60s. Bob Bohai says, last play of the first half. It was his shoulder, right? Because Greg Landry took over from. Greg Landry was a UMass graduate, the quarterback. He was a backup. Gee, I don't know if he was there then. But he did quarterback. Greg Landry quarterbacked the Lions. I think he backed up, what was the quarterback's name? Munson. And then he might have started a bit. He was a UMass graduate. As D. Scott Howard says, yeah, Braves. Darn spell checker. I hate spell checker. Spell checker makes us look like fools at times. I don't need help being made to look like a fool. Burt Jones injured his shoulder in preseason. Okay, I remember that. Jones the car used to horrify me as a young child. Bill Troop backed up Jones. If you look up Greg Landry, though, he played for the Colts too, and I might have the years wrong, obviously, but he did play for the Colts. He'd go on to play for the USFL, Chicago Blitz, and the Arizona Wranglers when George Allen coached them. Greg Recchi, when Wayne Embry became the first black GM in NBA history, he traded for Oscar. Oh, so that's how he went to the Milwaukee Bucks. D. Scott Howard, Bob Cousy in a Kansas City jersey as a player-coach. How old was he when he did that? Was that in the early 70s? I think I remember. I got to look that up. I think I remember seeing something like that. Bob Bohai. Yes, Landry was the quarterback for a few years. Did well, too. Did he back up Jones at all, or am I getting that wrong? I probably got that wrong, because he was with Detroit for a while. And he graduated from UMass. Good quarterback. So. Yeah, because then they had horrible quarterbacks. After, like, well, not horrible. Mike Pagel was serviceable. The teams got bad. I mean, again, I was horrified as a young child beginning to watch football. Burt Jones to Roger Carr, Lydell Mitchell, all of them. I'd sit there, I would cringe watching those games with my parents and my brother. My sister didn't care too much for football then. Greg Gorecki, that's how the Bucks got their title. Yep, they had Oscar Robinson and Kareem, Lou Alcindor, but I think he had changed his name to Kareem already. I could be wrong. It could have been Lou Alcindor in Milwaukee. D. Scott Howard, I'm making this stuff up. It was Cincinnati Royal. Oh, so that had to be in the 60s then. When did Cincinnati stop having a basketball team? Bob Bohai. He played in the early 80s after Jones went to LA. Okay, thank you, Bob. Thank you very much. MP Fox. I thought Archie Manning in a Viking. Oh, that's a good one. Archie Manning's in a Viking uniform was wrong. Even the Vikings fan. Greg Arecki, no, he had not changed his name yet, so he's still Lou Alcindor. Cousy was 69-70 in Cincinnati. Okay, so Cincinnati loses their team in the early 70s. Where'd they go to? Out of curiosity. Archie Manning played for the Saints when they stunk. They traded him to Houston to get Stabler. They got sort of better. They were 500. They were 500 one year with Manning too, I think. I could be wrong. They got okay with Stabler. They actually, if they had won 1 year with Stabler, if they had beaten Dallas on Monday night, they would have made the playoffs. Or would have stayed in contention. I want to say they were 8-8 with Stabler, 7-9. So he went from one stinky team, Houston, which was on the slide, which was a good team for a while, and then they went on the slide. And then he gets traded from Houston to the Vikings, who were always a playoff team normally, and they went on the slide. He played on when he got there, three horrible franchises. So he probably drilled into his kid's head, you go play for good teams, Peyton and Eli. Bob Bohai, Glenn Doherty, Ray Chester, Don McCauley, who was a running back. Ray Chester was a tight end. Glenn Doherty, what position did he play? Can you tell I'm a Colts fan? That's all right. Yeah, McCauley was a running back. Chester was a tight end. I don't remember. Glenn Doherty. Was he a wideout? Greg Rickey. Kansas City, Omaha Kings. Oh, so the Royals became the Kansas City Kings, who then became the Sacramento Kings. Yep. Because Joe Klein, when he got drafted out of college, out of Arkansas, I believe played for the Kansas City Kings. And then they moved to Sacramento. That's what I read. Okay, Glenn, how do you pronounce that? Doherty? Was a wide receiver. Roger Carr was frightening. He was so fast. Jones the Carr. Lydell Mitchell out of the backfield. Lydell Mitchell, what did he finish up with the Chargers? That's another weird one. He doesn't look right in a Chargers uniform. Little Joe Washington. Scatback, as they used to call him. Tremendous player, Joe Washington. Did he play for... I think he played for Oklahoma in college. Dowdy. Thank you, Greg. Thank you very much. D. Scott Howard. Royals to Kansas City in 72 and then to Sacramento. Yeah, I remember the Kansas City Kings. So who did the Buffalo Bison become? Dowdy. Okay. Thank you, Bob and Greg. The Buffalo Bison had Ernie DiGregorio out of Providence and McAdoo. Bob McAdoo, I believe, played for them too. My dad said they could score. They couldn't play a lick of defense, that team. Where did the Buffalo Braves? Was it the Buffalo Braves? The NBA team? Buffalo. They had an NBA team. Where'd they go? Who did they become? I guess I could look it up, but just out of curiosity. Greg, your phonetic is better. Dowdy. They're both good. Thank you both, Bob and Greg, for helping with my enunciation, as Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming would say. Lionel Mitchell's last year was with the Rams. Okay. Maybe I thought it was the Chargers. Greg, the Braves became the San Diego Clippers. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. MP Fox is after the Chargers. Okay, so I did see him in Chargers uniform. Ernie DiGregorio, Braves. Yep, Ernie D. He led Providence to the Final Four 1972, 73, 72. I want to say he was UCLA, Providence, Memphis State, or Memphis, UCLA, Providence, and North Carolina. That's my guess on that. Again, feel free to throw any subject out in the chat. We're talking about one of the subjects, Walking Dead. If you're a Walking Dead fan, you jump in. What do you think of the Andrew Lincoln leaving the show? We talked about players. Ernie No D, Scott Howard. Yeah, my dad said Ernie D and Bob McAdoo never played defense for Buffalo. They could score. Greg Gorecki, McAdoo, Randy Smith could play defense, but no one else. He said they were a horrible defensive team, but I will take Greg Gorecki's word that McAdoo and Randy Smith played defense. A little iced tea. So, thoughts on Andrew Lincoln leaving, if you're a Walking Dead fan, that's one of the things. Players in their final years with different teams. And the example I give is Johnny Unitas in a Chargers uniform just doesn't look right. Joe Namath in a Rams uniform. We're also talking a little basketball now, just where teams came from. Broke Blackman 94. What are people's thoughts on the Solo film? Well, Broke, I think I'm seeing it tomorrow. My two younger nephews liked it, and they still weren't really used to the new Han Solo. My friend Mike at work saw it twice. He loved it. My friend Chris Anderson, Brady Apper Trades, who, get better soon, Chris. I'm going to send you an email. He got all of his wisdom teeth pulled out. So he's in a bit of pain, but he'll be back at work on Monday, hopefully. It's just in case he watches. So, but they liked it. I'm gonna see it. Keep an open mind. The clips I saw, I liked the movie, but the Han Solo character, he doesn't feel like Han Solo. Super Sports 22,000 has joined us in the chat. He says, "Hello, Al. Hello, how are you, my friend?" As Broke Blackman 94 says, "Hey, Super C, it always starts rocking and rolling about an hour in. We start rocking and rolling. Can Al make it through an hour? And if it wasn't for Greg Gorecki and D. Smith, this would have been the shortest chat with Al ever." So thank you to those two fine gentlemen. MP Fox says, "My daughter loved the Solo film." Cool. Did you see it with her? And if your daughter's near, it's probably late, so she's probably not nearby, but if she is, ask her to give us a little review. That would be fun. I have an itchy knee. Most people I've talked to have enjoyed it. So, MP Fox, we then watched Empire Strikes Back a couple of days later, and she thought the contrast of the characters were funny. Yeah, because from what I saw, again, I haven't seen it, and that's really cool that she brought that point up, the contrast of characters, because that's one of my thoughts was, it just didn't seem like Han Solo. And I get it, he's a young Han Solo, but there wasn't enough confident bravado. It was more like whistling through the graveyard bravado, as I would say, whistling through the graveyard. That means you're really scared poopless, but you're going to whistle and pretend you're not. And someone for the Giants made a nice running catch in the outfield. Oh, I thought of one. Orlando Cepeda in a Kansas City Royals uniform. I just saw that today. I was looking at pictures to download into, looking for pictures to download for some gameplay. Orlando Cepeda with the Kansas City Royals. God awful. I mean, just seeing it just didn't look right. Broke Blackman 94. I thought it was okay. He's talking about Solo. I'm not into the heist film genre, but because it was Star Wars, I found myself a little biased. I have to admit, I'm getting a little fatigued from these Star Wars films. I liked Rogue One. I know everyone else hated Rogue One. I thought it was the Dirty Dozen of Star Wars, and I enjoyed it. Suicide mission thing. Super Sports 22,000. Hello. Barely walking, but I still... What happened here, Super? You say you're barely walking, but I still can. Greg Recky says, ouch. Did I miss something? Let me go up in the chat. I hope you're all right, Super. Super Sports 22,000. Tell us what happened if you want. If not, that's fine too. But as always, prayers and thoughts to you to get better quickly. So, do we have to put you on the DL, my friend? Do we have to put you on the 15-day DL chat? I don't want to do that. I want to keep you on the active roster. You got to be healthy for a long time, everybody. Cepeda. Ouch. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that was an ouch. I've never seen that, Greg. I was looking to load pictures. Oh, I know what I was looking for. Red Sox Royals pictures. I wanted to get a certain picture. I couldn't find it. And that's why I went with what I did, with the using strategy baseball. I have Jim Rice and George Brett. I think it's pretty cool how I melted the pictures. And that's when I saw Orlando Cepeda in a Royals unit. 1974, I think it was. Designated hitter, Topps card. It was gross. It just didn't look right. Broke Black Man 94. I'm a little forward to Obi-Wan film. I'm looking. I think he means he's looking forward. Super Sports 22,000. Yep. Cut off front half. What? Cut off front half of front. Oh my lord. Of the outside left. Oh, Super Sports. Oh boy. You know what? It could. Oh, thank God you're still. How did that happen? And what is the prognosis? How much? 2 months in the hospital. I could see that. Broke Black Man 94. It meant looking as I thought. Because I'm brilliant? No, I'm not. I just understand when spell check screws you over. Oh, boy. 2 months in the hospital. Are you still there now, or are you home yet? You must have went through rehab. I know how that's like. I went many a time rehab with my mom. God rest her soul. Super Sports 22,000 ain't giving up. No FOC friend of the channel gives up. We never give up. Fight to the very end. Need someone to talk to? We're always here. Super Sports 22,000. Broke Black Man says it could have been worse. It could have. It's bad, but it could have been worse. Super Sports 22,000. 3 surgeries so far. What is the prognosis, if we may ask? Just a little concern for our good friend Super Sports 22,000 who had an unfortunate accident with his foot. Been through 3 surgeries, 2 months in the hospital. We wish you the best speedy recovery as possible. Because we can't lose any one of our FOCs. I don't have that many subscribers. Bum. Just kidding. So, anyway, seriously. Do what you got to do. Stay healthy, my friend. As you said, no quit. No quit. Still on no working with the left foot. All right. As MP Fox says, hang in there. My prayers will be with you. I am getting over a foot issue, but nothing like that. Greg Recky says, get well soon. All of our prayers and thoughts are with you, Super Sports. And hopefully we bring you a little joy and chat with Al and the FOC friends of the channel. Bob says best wishes also. So, hopefully get you to laugh. Broke Black Man says, getting close to 400 subs, Al. Yeah, by tomorrow I'll lose 7. That's the way it goes. We might get there, we might not. What happened? Oh, God, I got to get new glasses so I can actually see the TV and the computer screen. As Super Sports 22,000 says, I live, and I'll add, like the phoenix, you shall rise again. Like the phoenix, you shall rise again, my friend. As you're in the process of that right now. So, you're going to get better. You're definitely going to get better. Hang in there. Sometimes it's going to be a grind, but you hang in there. I know you can do it. We can all do it. No matter what we come across, hang in there. Super Sports says, my fet, which I think he means feet, his foot, were 13. Now it's a 5. You do the best you can, my friend. They're going to figure out a plan for you, and it's going to be implemented, and you're going to be the best you can be. MP Fox, just popped into my head. Dick Allen with the A's. That's a good one. I've never seen that. Oh! Billy Williams, I think, ended with the A's 1977? D. Scott Howard says, we're all behind you, Super Sports 22,000. Bob Bohai. MP Fox, yes, Dick Allen. He had a warm-up on the back of his jersey. A wampum, I'm sorry. A wampum? That's pretty funny. Greg, you touch on last night, Steve Busby pitched 2 no-hitters before he tore his rotator cuff. He had, when you said that, Greg, when I went in, when I was setting up the game today, he had good seasons. And you could see, after you said in the chat where he got hurt, you said he got hurt, you could see, obviously, he had, I think, 2 20-game winning seasons, or 120 and one really close. He had 3 really good seasons with the Royals. MP Fox, 77. Is that with Billy Williams and the A's? Steve Garvey in San Diego was odd to us Dodger fans. That's a good one, D. Scott. That's a good one. MP Fox. Both of them were there. Both there. Super Sports 22,000. I can do it. I have good doctors. Yes, you can, my friend. You know what, Super Sports 22,000? They're going to come up with a plan. You always give them your input on the plan, and then implement the plan, and you're going to be the best you can be, which will be A-OK. Bob Bohai. He's from Wampum, Pennsylvania, and instead of Allen, he put Wampum on his jersey. Oh, that's funny. That is cool. Greg Gorecki, 22 and 18. Thank you, Greg. I saw that today when I was trying to... Oh, if anyone did watch the game we had on Strategy Baseball, Game 2 of the What If, the Red Sox won, beat the Yankees, and went on to play Kansas City. I went in to adjust the manager's ratings. You can't do that in an exhibition. You can do it only for season play. But Kansas City was an aggressive running baseball team. That's all I'll say. And the game was a fun, close game. I highly recommend, if you haven't, to take a look at it. It's good stuff. And Strategy Baseball is a free download, so check it out. If you don't like it, uninstall it. MP Fox. Oh, Olajuwon with the Raptors. Wow, I forgot about that. That's a good one, Greg. MP Fox, I think that Allen replaced Williams in 77. Williams was done in 76. I just saw that one, too, when I was looking for a certain picture between the Red Sox and Royals that I had in my head for 78 that I wanted to use as my thumbnail. And that's when I came across the Cepeda. And I think that's when I came across... Oh, no, I think I saw Billy Williams. No, I think I came across that the other day also. It's just fun to think about these great players, or very good players, great players. You know them with one team, right? And then you see them, you're like, oh my God, that just looks strange. MP Fox, okay, gang, got an early morning. Have a great night. Take care, Super Sport, and thanks for the chat. Thank you, MP Fox. Take care. God bless, my friend. As Bob says, MP Fox, you are correct. D. Scott Howard says, good night, MP Fox. Alrighty. So, World Cup talk real quick. D. Scott Howard and I are going to root for Iceland, the ultimate underdog. And our pick for the World Cup, we really went out on a limb here, Germany. As Italy, my point, Italy and the United States did not make it. Mr. Utah Mike in the chat! How are you, my friend, Mr. Utah Mike? I added you to Skype, my friend. Thank you very much. Look forward to when we get what I want up and running to have people chatting with me live, like Lady Wolverton's Den has popped in. Big Game of Thrones fan. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please go to it. If you like Game of Thrones or anything, it's a fun time there. She's popped in to smash the like button. Love your voice, Al. Well, I'm glad someone does. Thank you very much, Lady Wolverton. As Bob says hello. My God, I think this is the second time we've had a female in my chat. Moving on up to the east side. Deluxe apartment in the sky. As everyone's saying hello, and Brooke Blackman says, hey, Jen. Again, check out that Lady Wolverton's channel. Big Game of Thrones fan. Good stuff there. As my allergies has kicked in, and snot's going to be running down my nose in a second. So this is going to be YouTube gold. Look away. Don't look at me. That's awesome. Look, I'm wiping my nose. How cool is that? Let's get 1 million hits for that. Anyway, just kidding. Hey, I know what we can do, all of our channels. Let's eat Tide Pods. Huh? Oh, wait, we have a brain, unlike the Scarecrow. Back to the chat. Everyone's saying hi to Mr. Utah Mike. Mr. Utah Mike says, let's root for the United States. Oh, wait, never mind. Exactly, Mike. Exactly. They're not there. They're not in the World Cup. Italy's not in the World Cup. I'll be voting. I'm voting. I'll be rooting for. I like what D. Scott said. Iceland, and I'll be rooting for England. And I'll be torturing my cousin. She married a Portuguese gentleman, so I'll be torturing him, rooting against. I mean, I like the Portuguese. I like everybody. I root for the underdogs usually when they play. Unless it's the U.S. or Italy, who I always root for. I tend to go for the underdogs. When is your birthday, Al? That is a secret. I'm old. That's all that matters. Al, campaign against Tide Pods. Yes, it is my campaign against Tide Pods. Because, oh, someone hit a home run. Oh, this is the Dodgers. Oh, that's a highlight, though. I got to get new headphones. They keep sliding off my head. I dropped them a few times. As you can probably see, there's duct tape all over them. These are PlayStation headphones, wireless. I do have it wired, though, to keep the charge on. I once did. The reason why you should always do a sound check. I once did a live boxing show, and not when I do the fictional matchups, you know, like Ali versus Dempsey. I like to do the like live fights, I call them myself. And it was the rematch. Oh, I can see the fighters again. I'm horrible with names. And I did this great show, and people are popping in. Like, they're not going in the chat, though. I'm like, geez, no one's coming in the chat. And usually I get decent numbers for my live. I do like a radio call on YouTube for live boxing events. And then I go to check it out. I go, God, I was really good. I enjoyed that. And I'm like, I got a lot of views, but no one jumped in the chat. And so I clicked to listen to it, no sound. And I realized these puppies were off. A little too late. Clinton Parks has joined us. How are you, Clinton? Mr. Utah Mike says, I believe the ultimate underdog, he means Jamaican bobsled team. They're easy to root for. Greg Gorecki says, I was going to cheer for the Netherlands again. They're real underdogs this year since they didn't make it either. Wow, the Netherlands also pooped out. Clinton Park says, you're not old, Sonny. Well, yeah, well, okay. You're correct. D. Scott Howard, LOL, Utah Mike. Mr. Utah Mike, we are the same age, wondering who was older. Maybe we're twins from different mothers, but then we could be. I am 47. 47. Clinton Parks, I cheer for the Netherlands women's hockey field team. Always did like, oh, Clinton. Clinton going with a little PG-13 there, but you are correct. They are attractive. D. Scott Howard, you're late, Clinton. Greg Gorecki, Tony Dempsey, LOL. As everyone's saying hello to Clinton, Greg saying hello, Bob saying hello, Clinton saying hello to the gang. Clinton Parks, I'll go with Argentina. Oh, I do like Messi. Did he make the national team? I like Messi. Lionel Messi. Bob Bohai, didn't we do the age thing last night? I think we did, because I said I was 8 when they made me cry, the Yankees. Greg Gorecki's still a kid. Always a kid at heart, as all of us should be. I would give anything to go back to those days for certain reasons. Get to see loved ones who are no longer with us. I want to make a time machine. We'll all make a lot of money. I'll tell you how we're going to make a lot of money. Sort of like in Back to the Future. We're going to bet all the sports teams and we know who wins. So. Though I wonder if we went back in time, would that alter what happened? I don't know. Anyhow. As Clinton Park says, yeah, we did about the age thing. Clinton, tell us the game that's up on your channel. I believe it's the 65 Yankees and Red Sox. The DeLorean. You are right, Bob Bohai. Clinton Parks finished May 11th, NP3, National Pastime 3, and a couple of 5-12 games. Sox dropped 2 out of 3. Mambo now 0-6. Oh boy, Bill Mambo Kett is mamboing nowhere. D. Scott Howard, I can't remember, LOL. Clinton Parks, so I was late. Also have Blade Runner in the background. The new one? I only like the old one with Harrison Ford. Greg Gorecki, the Leafs, LOL. D. Scott Howard, not late, Clinton Parks, just up late. Clinton, we're coming up, one of the things we're coming up, one, if you're, I know you're a Game of Thrones fan, you probably don't watch, I don't know if you watch The Walking Dead. What do you think of Andrew Lincoln leaving? 2, players who just look strange in different uniforms. You know, like the example, Johnny Unitas with the Chargers at the end. We came up with a lot of good ones. And then we went into basketball teams moving. And we also talked about Solo, the movie. Everyone seems to like it who've seen it. Clinton Parks is on the channel. 65 Yankees versus the Red Sox. Last game I did on broadcast. Weird plays shows the reason why I'm a huge fan of National Pastime 3. Greg Gorecki says it's time to go. So tip the cap to Greg Gorecki. Thank you very much, my friend. Greg Gorecki and D. Smith were in the chat early, helping me out, as it was almost going to be the shortest ever chat with Al. You wouldn't believe that, as I can babble on forever. They saved me. Thank you very much, Greg Gorecki and D. Smith. Greatly appreciate it. Good night. God bless, my friend. So what else is going on, people? World Cup picks. Get him in now. We have Clinton Parks, D. Scott Howard, Greg Gorecki, Mr. Utah Mike, Broke Black Man 94. MP Fox was here earlier. He left. Greg Gorecki just left. Bob Bohai's in the chat. We also had Lady Wolverton stop by. Greatly appreciate that. She smashed the like button. We always love when people smash that like button. Smash, smash, smash. And we had D. Smith and Super Sports 22,000, who our prayers and thoughts go out to. He had a bad foot injury, but he's gonna overcome it. Never did get used to John Riggins in a Redskins uniform. That's an interesting one, because I only remember Riggins in a Redskins uniform, but he started with the Jets. Didn't he retire for 1 year, John Riggins? Hey guys, Combat Painter's doing a Koufax game. Gotta go. All right, Bob, say hello to Combat. He's another good channel, Combat Painter. I want to say the Sandy Koufax. I think he's using Strat for that. Oh, God, is it Strat or is it... Anyway, he's doing a Sandy Koufax replay. It's pretty cool. So, thank you, Bob, very much for stopping by. Greatly appreciate it. Say hello to Combat Painter. Sip of iced tea. What is everyone looking forward to this coming summer? Whether it's a vacation you're going on, movies coming up, games you're waiting for, whatever. What are we looking forward to this summer? Clinton Parks looks like Appa. Okay, it's Appa then. I was there a couple of games. I didn't remember. Yeah, I always love Sandy Koufax. I tell you, I love Sandy Koufax replays. I don't know why. I watched the Earl one. Great stuff. I watched Combat Painter. I'll catch this after. Obviously, I have my live show, so I can't go over there. So, but yeah, I like Combat Painter. That's another good channel. I like Bleacher Bums Gaming is gonna have. He's done some tweaks to his boxing game, his card and dice boxing game, and he's gonna have Muhammad Ali, John L. Sullivan tomorrow up on his channel. He's done some tweaks with the cards, the visual of the game, and some stuff with the charts. I'm looking forward to that. So if you liked that, check it out. Clinton Parks is going to Boston and see Book of Mormon at the Opera House dinner at the North End. Cool. I take it you're taking Honey Bunny. As you know what I'm doing, I just realized I am doing the side-to-side thing in my chair again. Which I always end up doing that a little bit. Oh, one of my streams on my sports stuff, I realized after watching it over, as I watch over to see all my mistakes, like I called Al Collins, I believe Dave Collins 5 times in a game. My first game with the Red Sox, what if ACLs against the Royals in Game 1. I kept calling him Dave Collins, who was the basketball, Big Red, the center for the Celtics, and he went on to play with the Bucks also. I think he came out of retirement to play for the Bucks. I could be wrong about that. And I realized I did the whole Tool Time Tim thing with the neighbor most of it. My mouth was like this. You couldn't see it. So I reset up now when I do streams for that. I reset it up to the side now because it's a side view. So anyway, I was really pissed off at myself. Not that anyone want to see my ugly mug. Bleacher Bums has some new, yes, Red, White, and Blue Racing. I watched this second race. And when I say I watch, I listen. I like I said, I think it was the other night when I did the Yankee Red Sox, when we did our first game. Again, thanks to Beatles Eternally, tip of the cap to you, Beatles. Strategy Baseball, a free baseball game. And check out, I have 3 videos up on that. And the link for the site is on there if you'd like to download it. Play it, see if you like it. If you don't like it, uninstall it. It's free, right? And they have a photo pack, 25,000 baseball player photos. So even if you don't want the game, I suggest you download the photo pack because you can use those photos pretty much for any baseball game. Clinton Parks going to a B&B bed and breakfast in the fall in Vermont. Another side trip to Ballston Spa and Augie's and see my old house. Was it your childhood house or an adult old house? Yeah, I tell you what, then I went and I checked out Mr. Utah Mike's Book of Mormons is quite good. Saw a copy of it a while ago. Cool. Getting back to the Red, White, and Blue Racing, I watched Bleacher Bump, listened and watched, but mostly listened. That's what I do with a lot of the channels. I listen. Again, that's why I love when they're descriptive, when they're doing their sports. But then I went to Towers, and I got to finish it up. But I tell you, what I like about that race game, it's very visually appealing for a board game. You have the different colored cards. I know they're on the card. The different colored cars on the card. Very visually appealing. And Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming has been doing a wonderful job. He's still learning the game. So I can feel only some of his pain because when I play Stratomatic football, it's not that I don't know football. I know football. It's like I'm looking at the run. I'm like, okay, I get this information here. And it still annoys me I can't put up all the charts I want when I'm streaming. I don't know how, but anyway, I'm getting used to it. It's a lot of fun. So I feel his pain. And when people do card and dice, they got charts to look at, all kinds of things. But I do like the Red, White, and Blue stock card game. And it was enjoyable watching Anthony do it on Bleacher Bums Gaming. I hope he keeps it in his repertoire. And I think he will because I think he's addicted to it. And then I watched it on Stephen Towers. It's AFT? is it AFT, the channel with Towers? And I watched him play a soccer game. I watched him do the unboxing of Title Bout. Also, Earl from Tabletop Plus did an unboxing of Title Bout 2 with a bout. D. Scott Howard. I'll be house and pet sitting in various exotic locations around Washington and Oregon this summer. Excellent. D. Scott Howard, what is the worst pet you have sat? Does that make sense? I used to have to feed the neighbors Siamese cats when I was a kid, and the old one was really mean. That's all I'll say. Worst experience pet sitting. Anybody. Worst experience pet sitting. Throwing it out to the chat. Clinton Parks. I'm 3-1 with the 71 Red Burger over Norman and Bush. Strategy is totally cool. Oh, is it? Do you have the NASCAR game, Clinton? They had a highlight game in Old Orchard Beach this weekend. They had a Highland game in Old Orchard Beach. D. Scott Howard, AFR, after further, thank you, with Steve Tower, right? That's the gentleman's name. Very enjoyable channel. I just subscribed to it. I've heard people talk about it. I don't know why I never clicked on it. And I said, I just clicked on it the other day, and I watched him do he was doing like a pre-play of a World Cup, Belgium versus somebody. I watched some of that. That was fun. Then he did the... I like it. It's one of the channels now. It's in my repertoire to watch stuff and listen. Mr. Utah Mike, Strat football is fun, but worst thing is the time to play cards or PC. Oh, God. I played the card and dice game. Again, I think I've said it before on the channel when I got the PC game with my friends across the street. And it was a fun game. I liked my Fran Tark. Oh, I should have brought that up. I got to get some things together for the next chat with Al. I got some things I want to show. Some old baseball cards, and they're like this big. Tommy Harper in a Seattle Pilots uniform, and others. And I got some boxing memorabilia that's really cool. And I used to go to the boxing shows and meet all the fighters. And I have the old free Antarctic football game still. And basically everything was on one sheet. Flipped it over. And you had a nice board and another board that stood up. And it's dice. I can't say it's card and dice. Well, the cards are the defensive play calls. But the sheets, they had, like, instead of rating a player, they rated the average of how good that team did. Like, the Packers power sweep, no matter who you put in. And I think there were rules that if you put in backups after, that certain plays went down. But we always played it whatever it was. So no matter who you put in, that's the way they ran it. Because it was an average, 1 through 10, was it 1 through 10 or 1 through 15? I don't remember. An average of, like, say, Joe Namath, a slant pass to Sauer was like a 10 out of 10 or 9 out of 10. You know what I mean? So no matter who you put in on that slant pass, you had the same rating. But it was a fun game. Clinton Parks says baseball, strategy baseball. Okay, cool. I like the game. Clinton, what are your thoughts on strategy baseball? I like it. And it's free. You can't go wrong. Free. Again, free. The price, free. And thank you, Beatles, for giving back to the FOC and the community. Greatly appreciate it. Can't give enough credit to Beatles. The stuff he comes up with, absolutely incredible. Clinton Parks, Mike, have you seen Al's Strat football game? I thoroughly enjoy it. You like them? I like Action PC better. You can just do more. I do like Strat, though. That's why I'm playing it. And you can tell I'm an O.J. Simpson fan as a football player. I always liked O.J. Again, never wanted to do good against the Patriots, but I liked O.J. D. Scott Howard, various obnoxious cats. All right, this goes back to pet sitting. See, I had an obnoxious cat when I was, pet sitting, where obviously there was a neighbor's and I fed the cat. But come to find out, the cat bit me in the face. Years later, I was watching a thing on Siamese cats. It's a love nip. I feel bad that I chased it around the house with the vacuum cleaner after because it was petrified of it. But I was never afraid of the cat after it bit me. I was extremely pissed off at it. Anger is a wonderful tool sometimes. So D. Scott Howard asked him the worst pet sitting. He says, and this is a great answer, various obnoxious cats, new experience this month with new goats in Oregon. How were the goats? Were they obnoxious? Goats could be obnoxious, I would think. Don't turn your back and they'll billy butt you. Bam! Mr. Utah Mike, Clinton Strat PC is quite good. First year I got was 78. Ooh, that's a good season, 78. You're a Steelers fan, though, Mr. Utah Mike, correct? I got 76. Okay, I got 2016 because it came with the game. I picked up 76. I have that with 2nd and 10, and I have it with Action PC because I bought a ton of. I bought the whole 70s and the whole 60s and all the 80s for football. I went nuts when I bought that. And 76 is one of my favorite years for football, even though I was a wee lad. Clinton Parks. Beats and I had that conversation about Strat Baseball. It's good, but it's living off its name. I'd like to see the animation they have for Strat Football. The PC game is excellent. Why can't they bring that to the baseball game? And why don't they tweak it a bit for baseball? And that being said, again, I know I'm bashing Strat Baseball, but I like it. I play it. It's on the channel. And I bought it twice. And I wish they'd have better sales. That pisses me off to no end. Nothing goes on sale there. My God. Buy one, get another one half price. Not a bad gig, right? You can't compare. Action PC, again, bang for your buck. If I had to buy one baseball game, I've said it before, I'll say it again. Out of the Ballpark at 19, or any of the Out of the Ballpark series. Unless you're totally in love with rolling dice, $40, you get everything, goes on sale $20, okay? And it's a wonderful sim engine. I'll go point for point with you if you want. It's a wonderful sim engine. No game is perfect. First of all, you don't want the same results. You can read, at least I don't. I want them sort of close, but you can read Baseball Reference if you want the same exact results. Now, the cool thing I get when people do that, because I do the same thing, I want to see how close it gets, and then what the variations are. So I get that too. I like numbers also. But if I had to buy one game, I had to pay for it, Out of the Ballpark 19, hands down. The next one is Action PC. Wonderful games. Baseball's wonderful. Football's wonderful. I like to see a little better animation with the hockey and the basketball. I own them all, including golf. Dave Koch has the best sales. Again, Out of the Ballpark, you get one, everything in one shot. Why can't Strat every once in a while? Once a year. Once a year. You can even limit it. You can buy one, get one half price once a year. I would buy 2 seasons. I really would. But they never do it. They have horror. I've never seen a sale. I guess it happens. It's like, what's that? The Great White Whale, I guess? Moby Dick. Every once in a while it happens. I don't know. The Albatross, or whatever it's called. Clinton Parks just got to take the time, set the lineups, but that's minor. Manage it right, and lead the league to lowest ERA. You are right, and that you're talking about the free game. Again, you don't want to spend any money. You want a baseball sim. Maybe you don't have the money to spend for it, or you just don't want to spend any more on a game. Please try out Strategy Baseball. It's pretty fun. I'm addicted to it. The stadiums are in the game. Are they the correct stadiums? Yes, but they may not be for that year correct. Live with that. They have a file of over 25,000 player photos. It's already there. All you got to do is download it and put them in the proper spot in the game when you upload. It's unbelievable. Clinton Parks, already said that. D. Scott Howard, 2 weeks until GOATs. We'll let you know. You got to let us know, D. Scott Howard. We want to know about the GOATs. It could be a whole show, a big segment. My God, I got to get the Google Hang up and running. We got to have that. I got to have the GOATs. I got to have you on the show as a guest talking about the GOATs. It's going to be awesome. Clinton Parks, Honey Bunny is a Steelers fan. I'm seriously looking at the Niners, and I'm PO'd about hockey. Could have made a ton of money. Well, there's always next time. Don't get PO'd, Mr. Utah Mike. Yes. That you're a Steelers fan, Mr. Utah Mike? I think I remember listening to something on your station that you're a Steelers fan. I could be wrong. Clinton Parks, I told everyone last September the Knights would be in the Cup. All I had to do was drop 20 at Foxword's reading room, 500 to 1. Oh, you should have done that. That's okay. 500 to 1 odds, that would have been 10 grand payoff. That would have been sweet. Clinton Parks, I still have Pure Sims. So do I. I have Pure Sims. I have my Mark Fidrich. I don't know if it got corrupted because I was trying to play a game, set up a game a while back to put on the channel. You know I like Mark Fidrich, the bird. Massachusetts native. Played for the Tigers. He went 19-9, Rookie of the Year. Second in Cy Young in 76. And something happened, and I got pissed because I couldn't play the game. I don't know if it fried my Mark Fidrich replay. And if it did, I don't know. If it's not working, I think I will start my Mark Fidrich replay over at where I left off with the Pure Sim with. I could do it. No, see, it's more difficult to do it with the other one because I'm not sure if the auto transaction is historical transactions in lineups. I might do it with the Action PC. Or I could do it without the ballpark, but I'm hoping Pure Sim still works. It's tough, though, because now with the strategy baseball sister, the older sister, younger sister, whatever you want to put, a Pure Sim, it's really nice. I like it. Mr. Utah Mike, I actually didn't mind the Sam Bam, Grogan, Russ Francis Pats teams. The whole Brady bunch and his crew really irked me. I can understand why. I'm still a Patriots fan. I will be rooting for Jimmy G this year, too. And I'll be honest with you, if Jimmy G... Do they play the Patriots this year? I didn't check the schedule. I'll be rooting for Jimmy G. I'm going to be honest with you. Probably the only... I probably will root for Jimmy G. The only time I've ever rooted against the Patriots in my life was when Doug Flutie came back and he played for the Buffalo Bills and San Diego Chargers. I was a Doug Flutie fan. So, and still am. Always will be. D. Scott Howard, last time I was there, we talked chickens one evening. Last time you were where? With the goat people? Chickens. Chickens are no fun to play with as a kid. My uncle had chickens. They were not fun to play with. No. The dog was much funner. You know what you shouldn't do as a kid when a chicken pecks you and you're pissed off? Don't get uncle's dog and go, you want to kill some chickens? Get in trouble. I mean, I might have let the chickens and the dog sort of play together. And it might have looked like a shark attack. Yeah, I got in trouble for that. I hated those chickens. I got the last laugh. Anyway, they didn't all meet their maker. I stopped the dog after he killed the one I didn't like. He might have got a couple other by accident. Sort of like a shark flinging seals. Okay, I probably shouldn't have laughed either, but I hated those chickens. What do you want? They pecked me. Revenge is a dish best served cold or some crap like that, right? Anyway. Brooke Blackman 94. Chicken BLT at Wendy's is better. Absolutely. That's where all chickens should be, on a BLT. Yes, the farm in Oregon. What was the discussion about chickens? I'm curious. And I would never let a dog eat chickens anymore. Or kill chickens. I wouldn't. I wouldn't do it anymore. So. I was a youth. And that freaking thing pecked me. And it hurt. You know what I don't like? I don't like geese. I like ducks. I don't like geese. Geese are annoying. And they're vicious. A duck will wag its little tail and you give it some bread and it's happy. A goose will see you with bread and try to mug you and then bite you. I hate geese. Just telling you, I don't like geese. I hate them. Ducks, I'm cool with. Geese, I hate. What are your thoughts on geese and ducks? Just curious. Clinton Park says, weird uniforms on players. The 49ers uniforms on Russ Francis. Yes. My other one I had, also, here's a good one. O.J. Simpson in the 49ers uniform. Another weird one for me. Jim Plunkett in a 49ers uniform. I was used to him in a Patriots uniform. Not that I, again, don't really remember as a kid, but I saw pictures when I was a kid of him in a Patriots uniform. Raiders uniform, he looked fine, and he looked like he belonged with the Raiders. I was very happy that he got 2 Super Bowls with the Raiders. I always liked Jim Plunkett. Stanford graduate Heisman Trophy winner. D. Scott Howard, don't remember, but Ken C. was involved. Ken Castro. Chicken Talk with Ken Castro. That could be a segment. What are your thoughts, Broke Blackman 94? Chicken Talk with Ken Castro and D. Scott Howard. That's a great one, Clinton. We brought that one up before you came. That's the one that really sticks out. Joe Namath in a Rams uniform, barely able to walk. And he had that weird face mask. To me, it was weird. That's a great one. And the other one I brought up, Johnny Unitas in a Chargers uniform with the, was it baby? You know what? I think I said yellow high tops. I think they were baby blue. Bob Bohai is back. Combat Painter lost his stream. Oh, that sucks. Well, I hope he gets it back. Jerry Rice with Seattle. I don't even remember Jerry Rice with Seattle. That's a good one, D. I'm going to have to find a picture of that. I remember him with the Raiders. D. Scott, are you getting your teams mixed up again? Broke Black Man's pondering the thought of D. Scott and Ken Castro with Chicken's Corner. Hard to decide, Broke Black Man 94 says. Moderator extraordinaire, soon to be producer extraordinaire of the Al Red Sox Fan Chat Show. Once we get the, I'm going to do the Google Hangout thing. That's coming before July. We might launch that on July 4th. That would be a good time to launch it. No one around. Literally talking by myself. So, 2 hours and 2 minutes and 43 seconds. And Bob Bohai couldn't stay away. He's come back. Now, I'll grant you the facts are that Combat Painter, who's doing a Sandy Koufax replay using APA, lost his stream, and hopefully he does get it back. Bob Bohai. I remember Rice with Seattle 1 year, I think. God, I don't remember that. I remember him with the Raiders. Yeah, I don't remember Rice with... Randy Moss in the Patriots uniform. That's a good one. Pudge with the White Sox. That's another good one, Clinton. That's another good one. What am I thinking? Football players are the ones that always stand out to me. Confident about this one, Al? I'm always confident. I'm usually wrong, but I'm always confident. Might as well be confident. Who else is going to be confident in me? Nobody. The one person who's supremely confident in me is no longer on earth. She's in heaven. My mom. So. Movie chat with Ken, then Animal Corner with D. Scott Howard. I like it. I like it. I like it. I like it. Clinton Parks, yeah, I'm showing my age. We're all showing our age, my friend. Nothing wrong with that. We age like fine wine. Oh, don't drink that coffee, Al. There's grounds at the end. Don't drink that. You're going to choke on that. Go with the iced tea. Gotta put some alcohol in that. That would mean I'd have to get up. Rice was with Seattle in 2004. Thank you, Bob. Thank you, Bob. Ba 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 ring ba ba ring. Except it's Bob Bohai. We've come up with some real good ones. Broke Black Man 94 says, I'm always showing my age. Al Red Sox fan says, I'm always showing my immaturity. My favorite sound, and I agree with the late, great Robin Williams, God rest his soul. As Broke Black Man 94, I'm simply the youngest, LOL. You are correct, Broke. You are correct. Mike Holmgren's team. Oh, okay. Thank you, Clinton. Mike Holmgren. That was weird when he went to coach the Seattle Seahawks. B squared, as my friends call me, Bob Bohai. I like that B squared, but I like the Bob Bohai too. It flows, Bob. Bob Bohai. I like it. I like it. Okay. Worst remake of a movie. Worst remake of a movie. Again, we can go back to anything we've chatted about or add new stuff. I mean, we're going to be talking about goats in a little while, hopefully. We've talked about your worst pet, if you've ever pet sitting, your worst pet sitting experience. Walking Dead, what do you guys think of Andrew Lincoln leaving? Players at the end of their careers going to teams and just not looking right in their uniform, a la Joe Namath to the Rams, Johnny Unitas to the Chargers. Bobby Orr with the Chicago Blackhawks, that's another one. Mike Holmgren's teams, okay. About Rice. Now I'm kind of remembering that. And now the next thing we've moved on to, or we'll add to the, actually it's add to the discussion, is worst movie remakes. Broke Black Man, and I will agree with him even though I didn't watch many of those movies. I heard it was awful. Nightmare on Elm Street. Clinton Parks took them to the Super Bowl. Yes, they lost to Pittsburgh. Didn't Pittsburgh beat them in the Super Bowl? I want to say Christian Fourier was on that 2005 team. As Bob Bowie, as it's actually like Bowie, like David. Okay, I'm sorry. Bob Bowie. I like that too. That flows also. Bob Bowie. Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. I'll tell you another movie that stunk. Well, because you have to compare it to the first two. Godfather 3. Not good. I mean, you had two epic Godfather movies, and then Godfather 3, not so good. I mean, if it was just a movie and it wasn't associated with the Godfather, that's okay. So that's one. Clinton Parks, now my age. Warren Spahn and Willie Mays in Mets uniforms. We brought up Willie Mays in a Mets uniform. We did not bring up Warren Spahn. That's good. It seems like everyone played for the Mets in the 60s. Refs beat them. Refs beat who? Oh, in the Super Bowl. Was it Pittsburgh and Seattle that Super Bowl? Broke Black Man 94. Be right back. Switching phone. Okay, we'll be here. Karate Kid 3 and 4. Bob Bowie. Those are good. Excellent. Excellent. I guess it's remakes or extensions or sequels. Sequels. That's we'll put it as remakes and sequels. Good job there. Porky's Revenge. That's a good one. That was not good. The original Porky's is still funny. The shower scene. If you don't laugh at that, now is it raunchy? Yeah. Am I going to describe it? No. Let's just say someone's trying to grab a hold of something and hold on to it. And it's very funny. That's still freaking hilarious. It's not everyone's type of humor. I get that. But that still makes you laugh. D. Scott Howard says yes about the Super Bowl. That's what I love about my chats. We got like 4 or 5 things going right now. We got 2 things going. Bad sequels and remakes. And Super Bowl that Pittsburgh and Seattle played. And D. Scott Howard, who is from the Pacific Northwest, and my guess is a Seattle Seahawks, well, probably does root for them, the Seahawks, says the refs hosed them. Superman 4. I will agree with you, Clinton Parks. And Clinton Parks comes back right. Dirty Dancing Havana Nights. I have never even heard of that movie, so I will agree with you there. Horrible remake sequel. Rocky 5 and Grease. Grease 2 was awful. Yes, bad. Rocky 5, was that the Ivan Drago one? Or was that Tommy Morrison? Rocky 1 and 2 were good. Rocky, the first one's good. Rocky 2 is okay. I mean, it's good. Not as good as the first one. Bad News Bears, absolutely awesome. The sequels get worse and worse. Star Wars 1, 2, and 3, the prequels, yeah, they were god-awful. I didn't like any of those. I mean, again, I like almost every movie, so I shouldn't say I didn't. It's just too much CGI, too busy. Rocky 5 with Tommy Morrison. Yeah, I remember. That's not a good one. Again, when I say not a good one, did I enjoy it? I watched it. But yeah, it's not one of the better Rocky movies. I'll tell you something. 3 movies I absolutely enjoy. I don't know if you guys know them. The original Thing from the early 50s with James Arness. He played the monster. Sci-fi, great movie. The Kurt Russell Thing in the early 80s, love it. I own it. I own both those. And the prequel to The Thing of the Kurt Russell one, where they go to the Scandinavian base and you see what happens there, love it. All 3 of those, love them, own them all. Great stuff. So that's a little different. Most sequels, prequels stink. By stink, I don't mean they're not as good. And again, there's only one movie I truly hate, The English Patient. Absolute crap. I haven't tried in about 8 years to try to sit through that. That won the Academy Award that year. That movie stunk. I have never been able to sit through The English Patient. If anyone has, explain to me why I should watch it, and I'm still not going to watch it. I've tried. I hate it. That's probably the only movie I've absolutely hated. Both King Kong remakes. Okay, the one in 1976 with Charles Grodin. Yeah, how do you ruin a King... And Jeff Bridges. How do you ruin... Was it Jeff Bridges? I think it was Jeff Bridges. Yeah. How do you ruin a King Kong movie? They came pretty close to ruining a King Kong movie. The one with Jack Black was not bad. But if you mean the most recent one, I agree. Bob Bowie. Guys, just thought of this one. Joe DiMaggio was a hitting instructor for the 68As. Check out that uniform with him. Oh, that's a good one. That is a good... I did not know he was a hitting instructor for the 68As. Broke Black Man 94, countering D. Scott Howard. Politely, as we're always polite. He says, I enjoyed the King Kongs. Counterpoint. I like the Jack Black one. I love the original. There's nothing better. Sitting with a bowl of popcorn. For me, right? And you watch that 1933 original King Kong. Everything stop animation. I think they're claymation kind of things. Absolutely wonderful. Again, is it a little cheesy? Yeah, but it's a great movie. If someone says they don't like the 1933 King Kong, you just step on their foot. You know? I don't know. I love it. I love the 33. I used to love the cheesy Godzilla movies. Monster Week. I went through that already. Loved it. Favorite time of my life. 4 o'clock, 3:30 and 4 o'clock movie. Clinton Parks. Want a bad remake? The Day the Earth Stood Still. Oh, that's with Keanu Reeves. Yes. The original is really good. I like the original. With the robot and stuff. and the little boy taking the alien, the space alien, all around Washington, D.C. That's a good one, Clinton Parks. Broke Black Man 94. The thing with the most recent one is because it's more world building than being its own film. Which one? King Kong? D. Scott Howard. Yes, Clinton Parks. That is a good one. I think he's, his explanation point. Not a fan of it either, Clinton. Bob Bowie, those old horror films were classic. I tell you, my three, they're sci-fi horrors. I already said The Thing, the 1950s one, the Kurt Russell one from the early 80s, and the prequel. Excellent. I haven't done it. I think I did it a couple of years back. I watched all three in a row. Again, no life. Bowl of popcorn, iced tea or soda. Enjoyed myself. Beautiful. Broke Black Man 94. Yeah, the King Kong. Broke Black Man 94 agrees with Bob. And Bob was saying the old class. I'll tell you another great one. The original Werewolf with Lon Chaney. Preacher of the Black Lagoon. You know what was funny about some of those movies? And even in, I'll use The Thing, because I've watched it so many times, I can tell you every freaking scene of that movie, the black and white one. The original Thing, and in a lot of those 50s monster movies, I'm not talking about the ones from the 30s, the 50s I'm talking, they always threw in that made no sense, that love interest, you know? And it was kind of funny when you watch them now. In the house, we have OTDA. Thank you very much. He says, cheers, everyone, and Al. Came to drop by for a thumbs up. Thank you, my friend. The original Dave. Thank you, my friend. Stop by. We're talking movies. We're not even talking sports. We talk about everything here if you want to sit for a little bit. We don't bite. It's Broke Black Man 94. Just chilling. That's what we're doing. We're chilling, DA. Chilling. Broke Black Man 94. Today's horror is too much found footage paranormal jump scare. Yeah. That's why I think I liked As It Broke. Have you ever seen the prequel to The Thing? I want to say it came out in 2010. DA says, true. I'm about to fall asleep. Well, my friend, you go hit that hay. Thank you very much for stopping by and saying hi. You're always a member of the FOC, friends of the channel, and always welcome here, Dave. Clinton Parks, okay, I got to go. Need to reboot. I had to re-download the face pack for Strategy Baseball. Yeah, the first time I tried it, it pooped. But then it worked after. D. Scott Howard agrees with Broke Black Man 94 about the jump scare. I think it's not even about the gore, but I think, Broke, you're right. It's a jump scare. It's like cheesiness. The Tingler with Vincent Price. Ooh. How about this one? The Pit and the Pendulum. The Pit and the Pendulum with Vincent Price. Here's a good movie. I think I brought this up before. Last Man on Earth with Vincent Price, which is, again, Will Smith did the movie. Oh, God, why can I never freaking remember the freaking movie? Will Smith did The Last Man on Earth. Broke, you know this one. And then they've done it also with Charlton Heston. It was Omega Man. Bleacher Bums Gaming has joined us. Remember to check out, he's going to have Ali John L. Sullivan tomorrow. And he has NASCAR racing on there. Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming, absolutely wonderful channel. Another one we featured. It's on the page and in the chat with the link. If you haven't subscribed, you should. Take care, Clinton Parks. God bless, my friend. That, you know when I say that, that pisses off some people? Why? Even if you're not religious, am I saying something bad to you? I don't want those people in my chat. I don't care if you're religious or you're not, but why would it piss you off? I don't know. Makes me laugh. Whatever. Anyhow, Bleacher Bums Gaming. Coors, great movie, horrible beer. Everyone's saying goodnight to Clinton Parks. Everyone's saying hello to Anthony. We lose one, we gain one. This is the way it works. Bob came back. Bob couldn't stay away. Now, grant you, it was because Combat Painter's stream went down, but he came back. I Am Legend. Thank you, Brooke. You think I'm going to remember that one of these days, because I always ask Brooke, what's the name of the movie? What's the name of the movie? Yeah. Vincent Price, Last Man on Earth, it would be considered a B movie, probably, just because, but it was well done. It's like my favorite version. Then I Am Legend, then Omega Man. Sci-Fi did a cheesy one. It wasn't bad, but enjoyed Fergie game today. Yeah, that was a good one. That was on Bleacher Bums Gaming channel. Very good pitchers duel. We'll let you go check it out. We won't give it away. Great pitchers duel. Ferguson Jenkins versus a very young Nolan Ryan. 1969 Mets and Cubs. Check it out on Bleacher Bums Gaming with Anthony. Bob Bowie. Some of us never go away. No, we never do. Never. We never go away. Broke Blackman 94 says, hello, Anthony. You know, Broke Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming been promoing you. It's so cool to hear that. I was like, whoa, that's cool. Broke has a great channel. I'm not saying it because he's my moderator. He does have a great channel. I'm lucky I have him as a moderator. Beatles Eternally as a moderator. JD as a moderator. Hope all's well with JD. Had some issues last week, and I hope that's worked out. I was hoping to see him to see if he was all right today. I got to tweet him. Personal message, not where everyone sees it. But Bleacher Bums Game. What's up, my friend? Loving your reaction, by the way. My reactions? Oh, Broke Black. Oh, yeah, I love those. I love those. Those are the best. I don't even follow most of those shows, but I do through Broke Black Man 90. He does all these wonderful TV reviews, and they go from anywhere from 10 to 15 minutes, around that. And they're really fun, and I listen to them. You know, again, most of the stuff on YouTube I actually listen to. As Broke says, glad you're enjoying them, Anthony. They're great stuff. What's not to enjoy, right? That's why I tell you what, Bleacher Bums Gaming, Anthony. I like that NASCAR game. I really do. I listened. And I was cooking dinner, starting to prep, and I was listening to it, and I look over. I love the way that game, and I think I put it in the comments. The game is so visually appealing. The cards with the cars on it and the different colors and stuff. It's just visually appealing. I really do enjoy it. It's good stuff, Anthony. All right, so Bleacher Bums Game. We watch Gotham religiously. Really dark show. Yes. Who's your favorite character? Mine's the Penguin. Love the Penguin. I really don't care too much for what's his face, the cop. He's kind of annoying. I like the Penguin. Oh, I wonder if I can show you this. The Penguin saying hello to my sister at a Comic-Con. That was hilarious. And then her reaction. I got to figure out how to show you that. That was so funny. My nephews and my brother-in-law, they go to Comic-Con in Boston, and they've been to a couple others. I went to Boston a couple of years ago. William Shatner. I don't know. Where's the picture? Oh, I moved it. But I got a picture with Captain Kirk. It was cool. And Broke Blackman 94 says, it is sad the show is coming to a final season. I know. I wonder if they're going to do movies, though. That'd be kind of cool. Red, White, and Blue Racing is awesome. This is Bleacher Bums Gaming, Anthony. And I'm getting addicted. I already said that. You came late, Anthony. I already said, I think he's addicted to the game. Just finished recording part 1 of the next race. Cool. So that's loading up now on your channel. So Bleacher Bums Gaming has Red, White, and Blue Racing, part 1 of his 3rd race, I believe. Yeah, it's his 3rd. Bleacher Bums Gaming. Penguin is good. Can't stand Riddler. I'm not a big Riddler fan either. I like the Penguin. The Penguin is the likable bad guy. I mean, he does horrible things. But well, I'm not going to give it away in case someone's going to. How great. Man, I tell you what. For a show like that to make you cringe, what they did to his mom, That's why I like the Penguin. Now, I just like the Penguin. He's the likable bad guy. He just wants to be in charge. I don't think he really wants to hurt. Well, he's going to hurt people who he needs to hurt. But other than that, I think he's all right. Now he's a bad guy again. The bad guy. I don't like Gordon. I finally remember the name. I hate Gordon. I don't hate him. I like his partner Bullock. Gordon's annoying to me. I like Alfred. Great character. Love Alfred. Bleacher Bums Gaming. I like Tabitha for obvious reasons. Oh, Anthony. Me too. Broke Black Man 94. Lucky Al. I wish I can meet him. He was the reason I watched the show. Oh, the Penguin. I'm going to put... It was really funny. I got to figure out a way... I mean, I think I can do that because I have it. Let me see if I can do that now. Mr. Utah Mike is back. Always been a Mr. Freeze guy, even from Adam West days. Oh, I used to love the Adam West. Pow, bang, boom. That was fun. I loved watching that. That's still #1 to me. It's cheesy, but it's so enjoyable. It was so over the top. Bob Bowie, Frank Gorshin is the only Riddler, and he was from the original, right? Bob, the pow, bam, wham, and they would put up the cartoon, you know, the word. It was awesome. Wow, these things are really hurting my ears. I have to get new ones. D. Scott Howard, I enjoy red, white, and blue. Top of my purchase list. All right, so D. Scott Howard is enjoying the red, white, and blue racing that he's seen, so he's going to be purchasing that. You're going to love it, D. Scott. The visual is absolutely stunning. I love it. It's beautiful. As D. Scott says, absolutely, BB Bob. All right, let me see if I can figure this out real quick. I think you guys will get a good laugh out of this. I don't know how to... I think I have to do video clip. I'm going to try to put a clip up. I don't know. I think it's pretty funny. When I'm sad, I watch it. Been sad a lot lately, so makes me laugh. Video capture device. No, that's the camera. How did I do this? I did this when we saw the we did a walk. We did a talk on the Ali Frazier first fight. I don't remember how I did it though. Image, nope. Slide, media source. Is it media source? I think it's media source. Now, browse the desktop. Now find video. Yep, because this is the way I got to find my sister's reaction to the Penguin. Okay, that's really funny, but we got to find the first one. Ooh, Mike Weaver and Harry Coetzee. Oh, a gem from the past. That was actually a really good heavyweight championship fight. Everyone's always telling me there were no good heavyweight championship fights in the early 80s. Can give you a couple. Penguin saying hi to my sister, 2016. I think that's the second time. This is the first time. This is too funny. Okay, that didn't work. Why didn't that work?
Hey, are we ready? Here we go. Yeah. Giovanna, hey, what's up? Sending all my love back to you.
Boy,
thank you for watching. Have a wonderful rest of the summer. Mwah.
Can you hear that? Boy, did I do that horrible. Same Al channel. Alright, so that's him saying hi. I guess it did work. It's sideways. I apologize for that. As Bob Bowie says, yes, Scott, perfect. Alright, so that's him saying hi. Alright, let's get the other one. Broke says, awesome, we heard. Okay, I apologize for the sideways thing. Really nice guy. Really nice guy. I didn't go that time. I wish I did. Really nice guy. He did it 2 years in a row for them. So I'll show you my sister's reaction, then my nephew's reaction, which is He didn't. It's hilarious. At least to me, it is. All right, how did I do this again? Media source. Now we gotta go. Hopefully this one's not. So now my sister doesn't know. Just to set it up, my nephew and my brother-in-law go back and said they met the penguin. And she goes, why didn't you call me? I would have loved to talk to him. They go, well, we didn't think you liked him. She goes, what, are you crazy? So now that's the setup to this. And then they said, well, we got you a picture. And then they show her this.
But you haven't called me. Told you to have somebody call me.
Hey, that didn't work.
I like him. The penguin from the Gotham movie.
I did take a picture, though. Just...
Are you taping me? Oh my god!
What?
The penguin!
What penguin?
Oh god, that always makes me laugh. They could be executing me. Let me watch that one last time. That was just freaking awesome. Now, and I asked my sister permission to show that, because I wouldn't have done that, but that's pretty funny. I don't know. That's the nutty stuff we do. Hey, you want to see the ad I did for Phil? Did you guys ever see that? Probably not. I got to find that. That was freaking hilarious. I don't think I got it. That's on my YouTube channel, though. I did a promo for Phil with just out of the blue to promote his channel. That was pretty funny. Years ago. Yeah, that always makes me laugh. Okay, now, what's the other one? I'm sorry it's sideways. I don't know how to fix it. I'm not a smart person. I'm what you call a grinder. I grind things out. I try hard. Okay, media source. Now, he did it another. I mean, this isn't as funny, but this one could be. I'm a big Call of Duty zombie fan, and there's a character, the German doctor, Richthofen, like my favorite character, just because he has the best one-liners. Don't read into it. He has the best one-liners on the game. It makes you laugh. And they met him. And he also does the voice for Drake on, oh, what's that game? Everyone plays it. Great game. Nathan Drake. He does his voice also. And if I can find this one, my nephew knew I was pretty bummed out a while back for certain reasons. And he did something what I think was extremely nice. See if I can find it. Okay, this is the penguin saying hi again to my sister, which was just nice. I mean, this isn't really funny, but it's nice.
Giovanna, it's Robin Lord Taylor. I'm sending all my love to you. Look at these guys.
Robin Lord, really
Look
nice guy. Here's my brother-in-law.
You're so lucky. Anyway, much love. Wish you were here.
You know
Come
what?
next time,
this
okay?
Is when you meet, okay? 2020. This is what
2020.
athletes and actors should be like. Oh, Cobra Kai is awesome, Bob. I watched the whole thing. Great stuff. If you're a Karate Kid fan, Cobra Kai is a must-watch. So that was pretty cool. Definitely Cobra Kai. Bleacher Bums Gaming, Anthony, if you haven't watched that, if you like Karate Kid and you're into martial arts, I know you do judo. I used to do judo. Not good at it, but I used to do it. Oh man, you found it, broke. The promo video. That was pretty funny though. I almost did the whole thing in one take. My sister on the promo video, she's Joanna Red Sox fan, the producer. I almost did it all in one take. It was pretty funny. I gotta watch that again. I haven't seen that in a long time. I don't know. I thought it was funny. Be warned, there's a bad curse word at some point. Just an FYI. That's too cool, Broke. Thanks for finding that. That was funny. I don't know. That one makes me laugh, too. I think just because it's my sister and I doing the video. I mean, you don't see her. She's filming it. I don't film much stuff anymore. As you see, I do this. Alright. And one last stupid thing that no one gives a care about, but makes me happy. This is Richtofen, and he's also the voice of Nathan Drake on the video game very popular that I can't think the name of. And it's him saying hi to me. From 2016 Rhode Island. And 2016 was not a really fun year. Nor was 2017. Nor was 2018. 2018 really sucks. What? Oh well.
Hey. Hello, Fonzie. This is Dr. Richtofen. In the flesh, here with Nick.
Nice.
He's helping me kill the crawlers.
This guy does
unlike you,
voiceovers.
who's not here at the
Why can't I turn this?
convention. What are you doing? Must I
He does
prescribe some
video
pain?
game voices. He's a voice
Must I send the
actor.
monkeys to blow you up? Kill the crawlers. Keep playing Call of Duty zombies. And for God's sakes, stop worshipping that American Dempsey. I hate Dempsey. I like Nikolai. And Fonzie. Hey. You're my age. You know what that
That's
means.
pretty funny. Yeah,
Jumps a
Uncharted,
shark.
thank you, Broke. Anyway, it's goofy stuff like that that I like. Yeah, so he does voice acting for video games and like cartoons or stuff like that. Oh, Cobra Kai, Anthony, is excellent. Excellent. Highly recommend it. Highly. Great. I binge watched it. I watched the first 2 episodes 2 separate days, and last weekend I binge watched it. And they're absolutely marvelous. And if you don't want to get it on Red or YouTube Red or wherever the hell it's called, there's apps where you can get it on. I think YouTube should put that on their regular YouTube and just have commercials. 3 commercials. It's 27 minutes. They have 3 1-minute commercials that you cannot skip, and that pays for that. That's ridiculous. They want you to pay and watch that. There's not enough on YouTube Red or whatever the heck it's called to spend $10 a month. But I did binge watch it. It was very good. I think the other season's coming out soon. Great stuff. Highly recommend Cobra Kai. I agree. Who brought that up? Was it Bob? Yeah, on YouTube Red. Bob, great call there. Mr. Utah Mike says, yep, awesome. Thumbs up, Cobra Kai. And again, YouTube, you should be putting that on. What's that one? Oh, that's a promo again? Or is that the right promo? Whatever. Anyway, the promo was me for Phil the Issues Guy again. My godfather is streaming. He got me into this, unbeknownst to him. Love Phil and Joe and Katie. Oh, same link. Some reason not working on phone. We'll check my lab. Maybe it doesn't work anymore. Maybe they foobarred it. Let me click on it. Oh, if I click on it, though, it's going to send me...
Hello everyone, this is Al, Red Sox fan, and happy birthday, America. Happy 4th of July, health and happiness to all you. I'm here with Joanna, Red Sox fan, my sister, and my producer, and we're here to push everyone to subscribe to Phil the Issues Guy, Joe Dirtylocks, Katie Crow, and Todd. The big push to 10,000 subscribers. They do wonderful reviews on Game of Thrones and The Walking Dead and much more. So
That's
check
hilarious.
out the channel, Phil the Issues Guy. Signing off with Joanna, Red Sox fan. This is Al, Red Sox fan. Let's get filled to 10K and beyond. Take care, bye-bye, and God bless. Love you.
Oh, that's the good one. That's not the one that I foobarred. That's pretty funny. That's the good one. That's the good one. That's not the one I foobarred. That was like the third take. That's pretty funny. Maybe the other one they took off. That's pretty funny. It's been a long time since I saw that. I watch you guys. I mean, you can click on it if you want. You don't have to. I thought the other one was, I wonder if this was the one that I foobarred, the first one. Maybe they took it off.
Hello everyone, this is Al, Red Sox fan, and happy birthday, America. Happy 4th of July, health and happiness to all you. I'm here with Joanna, Red Sox fan, my sister, and my producer, and we're here to push everyone to subscribe to Fill the Issues Guy.
Yeah. Anyway, it was pretty funny. I foobarred it. Yeah, that's not the one where I swear. I forgot what messed me up at the end, too. And I told my sister, I said, I'm going to do this on one take. I go, this is easy, I got it. And I was all the way through. And it was funny because we were playing bocce in the yard, lawn bowling to non-Italians, or whatever. And I said, come on, let's do this promo. I want to do it for the 4th of July for Phil. And, oh, did you find the... It's not that funny. I mean, I find it funny. Bob says excellent out. Yeah, I like Phil, Joe, and Katie. Wonderful people. So, coming up on 2 in the morning. Yep, as Bob says, gotta go, pushing 2 a.m. and we're gonna call it a stream in a little bit, unless people want to stay. Bob, thank you very much, my friend. Glad you stopped by as always. Hope all is well. God bless. I heard you curse at the end. Which one? Was it the first one you put in? That's the one, though. I was all the way to the end. And I foobarred it. Then it took me like, I think the good one took me like the 3rd or 4th time I got it. Anyway, that's the one thing me and my sister did together. It was pretty funny. I don't really film a lot of stuff anymore like that. So, I think I'm going to get a camera and film the rabbits who are eating everything in my yard. As Bob says, good night and God bless. Same to you, my friend. God bless. We have these 5 rabbits who are eating everything in the freaking yard. I'm not doing a garden this year anyway. I don't feel like doing it this year. Next year, maybe. And, I thought of an idea of filming them and giving them personality. Oh, is this the foobar one? This is the blooper one? I don't know, I found it funny. I gotta listen to this again. This will get us banned.
Well, this is Al, Red Sox fan, and coming from Al, Red Sox fan.
Yeah, this is the one.
I'm here with my producer, Joanna, Red Sox fan, my sister, and we'd just like to wish everyone a happy, healthy 4th of July. Happy birthday, America. And also, big shout out to Fill the Issues Guy, Joe Dirty Locks, Katie Crow, them out. Big push to 10,000 subscribers for them. Check out the channel. Subscribe. Wonderful people. Most fan-friendly podcast on YouTube. They do Game of Thrones, Walking Dead, and much more. Dirty Joe Locks does gaming with Taka. Unbelievable. So join, hit the subscribe button. And this is Al, Red Sox fan, saying, I just fucked up.
I don't know, I thought that was funny. You had to be there. Me and my sister laughed. It was a good time. So, anyhow, memories. I stumbled at the last final words. I don't know why. Now, I had to edit a part out because someone didn't want their name used unbeknownst to me. So I actually went in. That's why there's that little. There's a if you watch it, you can see how it just jumps. You know, like I cut a clip out because the person didn't want me to use his name. And they never told me not to use his name. So I quickly went in before it got put up briefly. I brought it down. I took the person's name out. Yeah, I was so close, Broke. I was. Anyway, it was kind of fun. And I was in shape then, so that's kind of funny. It's been a long time. All right. No, what am I saying? 7 of 2. We'll be bringing it to an end soon. Pretty soon. I gotta find the song I like to sing for Mr. Flux. JW Flux. Bleacher Bums Gaming. I have had to start 3 or 4 videos for the channel because of that, LOL. 2 of them swearing at Daisy for barking. I love Daisy. I love Duke's okay too, but Daisy, I like Duke. Don't get me wrong, I like Duke, but Daisy's hilarious. That explains the jump cut. Yeah, Broke. It's funny because the person used his name right in his own videos. I didn't think I did, and it's not Joe, Phil, or Katie, so don't worry. Obviously, I use their names, and the person used their name in their own video, so I did the same thing. But they said they didn't want their name in it, so I went in and I took it out. And I had to do it quickly because it was 4th of July promo, and it was 4th of July. Not going to work on July 5th, now is it? So, anyway, I enjoyed that. Thank you for finding it, Broke. Brought a smile to my face. It was me and my sister did. It was fun. Yeah, I got to get a good camera and film the rabbits that are destroying my yard. Give them some personality. Mr. Utah Mike says we need to have a show dedicated to Rick leaving The Walking Dead and what's going to happen. Mr. Utah Mike, we were talking about that. But yes, Broke Black Man 94. We can. There's a big Walking Dead fan. I'm a big Negan fan. Broke likes Negan. I don't think he likes him as much as I do. And Bleacher Bums Gaming says, I hear Mike, hear that, speak it English, Al. I hear that too, Mike. Him and Maggie. Yep. Now, okay, for the last segment, we'll call it. Why would, again, it's a cheesy ploy to get ratings, in my opinion. Not that they're leaving, that's real. But, why announce it? So everyone's going to sit in and wait to see when how they're going to go. And I kill them off, to be honest with you. I like I was talking about something and Broke brought up about the Whisperers killing Rick and Maggie and Daryl being not a good leader and he has to go to Negan for help. And that's how Negan takes over the group. And again, Negan being Negan, but not... I did F up again, Anthony. I controlled my not to swear, though. Negan helps out with the group, but he's still Negan, but he's not, like, wanting to dominate everybody. He's just the likable a-hole. I've always liked Negan. I don't care. I like Negan. As a character. To me, he's the most interesting character. And I actually read some of his comic, the prequel they did, and if you read that, they kind of touch about it a little bit in the show. But if you read the prequel comics, or his backstory, that's the right word, he's not a bad fella. I mean, he can be an a-hole, but he tries to help people, and then it comes to a point after the apocalypse that he decides the only way to help people is everyone listens to him, and that's how it goes. So, it was pretty interesting. I haven't finished them all, but I hope to someday. Broke Black Man 94. It could be possible he left because he doesn't see the show getting any good. It's a possibility. This will be the death blow to the show. I think they'll get one more season out after it, unless they do such a good job with the Whisperers. And that'll be a miracle because the writing has gotten really bad. And I love the show, Broke. You know that. We've stuck with it through thick and thin, you and I. People have quit out of the show. We haven't. I mean, there's been times I thought I was going to quit out of the show. And it's cool that Anthony's a Walking Dead fan, and Mr. Utah Mike, I didn't know that. That's really cool. We used to do, me and Broke, I would have the TV on, and the show would be on, and I'm doing like a baseball call, play-by-play. And we had fun with that. I used to get I had like 12 people in the beginning who just would, every week, would show up, and we just had fun. But then people stopped doing it, but it was a lot of fun. Like, I was just doing it was like poking fun at it. And I didn't have to actually go back and watch a couple of times because I was making my jokes and stuff, but we had fun with it. And I love The Walking Dead. Again, there's 2 shows I watch religiously. It used to be Gotham, but I got away from it a little bit. Was one of them. I watched The Walking Dead and Game of Thrones. I wish they get new writers who have no ties to the Fear of the Walking Dead. I tell you what, I watched a couple of Fear of the Walking Dead this season. They're not bad. They were actually much better than I thought. The first season stunk. Here's what I would have done. Oh, Anthony's post. Let me read that. Excuse me. Had Anthony from Bleacher Bums Gaming. Has to be Negan or Daryl taking over. Nobody else strong enough, and Carol's character doesn't seem to want it. Good point. Good point. What I wanted them to do with Fear the Walking Dead was explain what happened to the government. That would have been an interesting take. I used to watch Blacklist, and then, again, I think they dragged out that one thing about whether she's the daughter, not the daughter, she's the daughter, I want to be a pepper too, you know. And I like Blacklist. I spot watch it. I tell you what, before I forget my point on The Walking Dead, but I'll tell you my favorite Blacklist in a moment. My favorite episode. Excuse me. I want to know what happened with the government. I think it would have been an interesting point of view. There's no way. I could see the federal government collapsing to a point, but even then, there are people who's going to take the 8th person down in line to become president of the United States, you know, the post office general, and they're going to take him to a secret location, and things are going to work to a point. But I can't picture every government, whether, we won't even go around the world, we'll just say local, state, town, there's no way every government's going to collapse. History Channel did a thing on a pandemic, right? Not a zombie, but it was something that could possibly happen. It was very frightening. It was done so well on the History Channel. And they had experts, and they said every form of government wouldn't collapse. You'd have a strong sheriff, you'd have a strong mayor, a strong governor, whether male or female, someone who keeps the people together. And they're not all going to be a-holes. Everyone we meet in The Walking Dead are pretty much a-holes or stupid. It's true. The people at Alexandria were stupid. Stupid. Rick is stupid. No matter what you think of Negan, he's, again, I don't know. I'm a Negan fan. I'm biased. So, Bleacher Bums Gaming, he likes Blacklist. My favorite Blacklist was when they got, oh God, his surrogate son, the African gentleman. Oh, I can't remember his name. When they found the guy who was abusing him as a child, and they took care of him, that was a stand-up and feel-good moment. The line that Red says when his surrogate says, "We don't have to do this, Raymond." He goes, "He's the only one I let call me Raymond," or something like that. And he says, "You see that? He's a good man. He's a good man. He's a good man. I'm not a good man." He shoots the guy. I was like, "Oh yeah, good." That's my favorite one. I like Blacklist. You know who was good on that was Alan Alda. I think that was the first season. Exactly. Bleacher Bums Gaming says, Anthony, all the governments are holed up in bunkers with 7-year supply of canned raviolis, bastard. That's what I mean. There's no way they all collapsed. Last season of Strain was solid. You watched The Strain? I finally met someone who watched The Strain who I can talk to. That was a great show that no one watched. Did you read the books? Not the comics, the books. The books are excellent. But I love The Strain. Oh my God, I love The Strain. I love The Strain. Oh, dude, we're not going nowhere now. I'm going to talk for another 15 minutes. I love this strain. The best part of the strain, let me read some comments before Mr. Utah Mike says, missed a lot of last season, need to binge watch. The strain's excellent. I highly recommend it. The difference with the strain is how the vampires use humans and how humans sell the other humans out. That pisses me off to no end. How everything could have been stopped, but the greed of these other people. It's good. No, I never watched Jericho, Mr. Utah Mike. I've heard of it. Okay, let's go back. But the strain's excellent. The books with Guillermo del Toro is and the other author is like a forensic author. Again, I'm probably using the wrong words, but he knows about viruses and things. And the books are absolutely fabulous. I've not read the comic books. I read the 3-book series, and I thought they did a good job. I think they probably could have got one more year out of it, but the 3 seasons were good. I enjoyed the strain a lot. Yeah. I actually did a review of the strain that no one watched. There's only one on the channel, on my channel. I basically talked to myself on that one. But most hated character, that freaking kid of the doctors, Zach Goodweather. See, I don't forget his name. He was the most annoying. Couldn't wait for him to drop dead, and he's a little kid. I get it. It's a show. Obviously, in real life, I won't want that. But he is the most annoying character. It's Mom! Your mother is a vampire, and she's going to eat you. Do you not get, or turn you? I love this. Demby, thank you. That was the best episode. I like a lot of episodes, but when they got the guy who tortured and did all kinds of horrible things, they sold him into slavery and stuff, and all different kinds of horrible things. Sold him to people for... I'm not going to get into it. But when they caught that guy, that Mr. Goody Two-Shoes, who was like, yeah, I'm a nice guy, and he was a bastard, and Red shot him, stand up and feel good moment. Loved it. Loved it. That's what I like about Blacklist. The bad people get theirs, and quite brutally, usually. The kid in the first season was durable, but the new actor I hated. They did change the kid, which was in the first season, and then they changed to a different kid, Zach. But I mean, the character, even in the book, he is horrible in the book. They kind of... I'm not going to give it away in case you... this thing's killing my ear. I got to get new ones, definitely. Definitely. Rain Man. In the book, the kid has no redeeming qualities. And in the show, they kind of tweak it a little bit. And they did enough on the show where certain characters didn't die and others did. But I love the strain. I highly recommend it. 3 seasons, that's a great binge watch. You got to get past the first 2 episodes. When I originally tried to watch it, I couldn't get past it was the first season I didn't watch. I ended up binge watching the first season because I picked up the book. The book was on sale on my Kindle, and I bought it because I wanted to enjoy the show. And I said, oh, well, I bet you the book's better. And I read it, and it was great. And I bought, that same night, I bought the next 2 books. And enjoyed, I read the books. I binge watched the first season, then I watched every Sunday it was on. Sundays at 10, I believe it was on. Great. I think it was Sundays at 10. Love the strain. Great job. Just to see how people got manipulated and other people just sold people out. And then to come find out that the vampires have been running everything forever. It was really cool. And just how they... I mean, the bad guys, no redeeming qualities for bad guys there. Broke Black Man 94. I love the first season while binging it. I got my bro to watch it. I believe he is caught up. It's a good show. It is good. FX probably didn't have the largest budget to do things, but they did it as well as they could. The one thing that's sort of cheesy, the original head vampire, the costume or whatever, the makeup, sort of cheesy. Other than that, it's pretty good. I enjoyed it a lot. That's one of my favorite shows. As Anthony says, the ending was done really well. I agree. Similar to the book, but slightly different. Actually, similar, but slightly different. The kid was such a jerk. I hated the kid. Oh, man. Rotten to the core, that kid. Zach Goodweather. Broke, you know how annoying he is? I think I've told you before. Laurie in The Walking Dead is probably one of the most annoying, most hated TV characters. Just because she's Laurie and... I don't know. No one really liked Laurie. They could have a show, everyone hates Laurie. And Zach is 100 times worse. People don't know about it because the show wasn't as popular, but... yeah. This is cool. We've met 2 new Walking Dead fans. That is freaking awesome. The CDC sold out. Broke. Yep. It's amazing. They all sold out. That amazes me. I don't get it. Anybody watch Justified? Another show I really liked. I have not seen that one. Broke, you're the TV guru. We'll go for another 5 minutes or so. Or till everyone leaves. Justified. I've not seen that one. Yeah, the only way I see The Walking Dead surviving, just to get back to that, to complete my thoughts as I'm messed up again. As I'm a squirrel. Everyone hates Laurie. Yeah, as Brooke's laughing. Complete my thoughts on, 1, I recommend The Strain highly. Read the books. If you have a Kindle or one of those apps that you can get books, you can get them fairly cheap. Great books, great reads. Riveting to me, riveting. Starring Timothy Olyphant. He was on The Walking Dead for 2 episodes. Remember those guys in the bar that they killed? Well, really 1 episode, but it was at the end of 1 episode. It's when they find the guy, the kid who fell on the fence. The one that, Shane snapped his neck later on. Timothy Olyphant and Walter Coggins. No, I don't recall. Timothy Olyphant was he in The Crazies, the remake? I'll tell you a good zombie movie. And the acting might not be the best, but Dawn of the Dead, the original, that's the only one that they came closest to explaining. There's 2. Dawn of the Dead, where they at least show you the way the government was trying to handle it. The original. And then the original Crazies, where they actually do show you how the government was trying to handle it, and they had they actually, at the end, drop a nuclear bomb on the town and say it was a nuclear accident to try to contain the water infection that made everyone nuts. Deadwood, I watched that. Man, you want to talk about F-bombs. Every other word on Deadwood on HBO was an F-bomb. That was a good show. Did anyone watch Rome on HBO? It only lasted 2 seasons, but that was pretty good. I liked that. Where they took historical things that happened historically and they added these 2 characters and how these 2 characters worked their way through life. The 2 Roman soldiers who basically went from Roman soldiers to gangsters. It was pretty good. And the guy who played Mark Anthony in Rome played the serial killer cult leader on I think it was on Fox with the Footloose guy, Kevin Bacon. Was it Kevin Bacon? Yeah. So he was in Deadwood. Bleacher Room's getting Anthony. I didn't. 2 HBO shows were Deadwood and Boardwalk. Oh, Boardwalk with Buscemi. That was pretty good. I liked Rome too. That was probably Rome and Game of Thrones. Oh, The Sopranos was good. The Following. Is that the one where people disappear? The Following. Broke Black Man 94, aka David the Saint, says Game of Thrones, Westworld, True Blood, and Entourage. There used to be a show way back when. They used to do a lot of TV clips in it. I want to say Daydream or something like that. But it was a comedy. It was pretty. Oh, I liked the baseball one they did with what's his face. Down and Out. Oh, what the heck was it called? I think it was called Down and Out. The guy trying to work his way back into the major leagues. I think they did 3 seasons. Yep, thank you. Kevin Bacon, the cult leader. And the cult leader played Mark Antony in Rome, the HBO series. Good actor. Eastbound and... Oh, shoot. What the heck was it called? And the guy basically plays... He was a pitcher. And I can see. I'm horrible with names. He plays the same character like in every freaking movie. Oh, nuts. Can't remember. He was in Pineapple Express. He was the drug dealer. He was with James Franco. He was James Franco's pot dealer. I can see him. He's in the NASCAR commercials where he goes, "I'm taking over for you." Shoot. Drives me nuts when I can't remember names. But I like the baseball one. That was a funny show. I watched that. The best season was, I think it was season 2. They went to Mexico. He was playing baseball in the Mexican League. Holy crap, was that funny? Oh my God, that was good stuff. Well, it's 2:15 almost. And we have 5 people still in the chat, and that's freaking incredible. We've gone 3 hours, 6 minutes, and now 29 seconds. It's not the longest. Zach. Zach's the kid from The Strain. Was his name Zach? The other guy I'm thinking of? I can see it. Pineapple Express. Oh, I gotta look it up. That's gonna drive me nuts. As soon as I see the name, I'm just type in Pineapple Express. I'll give you the name in a second. But he was in a Pineapple Express. He's in a ton of comedies. Right on the cover. I've been looking at him. I can't remember his freaking name. IBDM. Where's IBDM? I just want the... Here it is. No commercials. Don't play a commercial. Whatever you do, don't play a commercial. It is. Where's the cast? I want to see the cast. Gary Cole. See the full cast. Danny McBride. Oh, thank God. No aneurysm. I got it. Whew. Well, I cheated. I looked it up. I can't say I got Danny McBride, as no one cares. Heading out, my friend. Need to finish the latest Red, White, and Blue. Yep. Take care, Anthony. On that note, along with Anthony, we will call it a stream. Thank you very much for everyone who joined in. People who are here for the duration. Thank you to Bleacher Bums Gaming, Broke Black Man 94. Check out those wonderful channels. Thank you to Mr. Utah Mike. Check out his channel. Clinton Parks, Bob Bowie, MP Fox, Super Sports 22,000. Prayers and thoughts are with you for a speedy recovery. Hang in there. Stick with the plan. And everyone else, as if I scrolled up, it's going to take me forever. D. Scott Howard. I guess I'm going to scroll up anyway because I'll feel guilty. And guilt is a horrible feeling. And OTDA, the original David. Mrs. Wolverine. Herb Pilgrim. Oh, that was from the beginning. Oh my God, did he come back? Herb Pilgrim, I missed him. How are you doing, bud? So, anyway, thank you to everyone. If I missed your name, I apologize. We had a good time. Another good chat with Al. We go all over the place with it. It was fun. Thank you. Health and happiness. Till next time. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless and peace.